going on, everybody? How y'all doing? My apologies for being a few minutes behind, but we are on it. What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing great, enjoying your weekend. I know after this, I will be getting me some sleep. I am so excited though because we have some video, a couple videos. It's a part one and part two that I actually want to look at regarding Umar because he's obviously out here doing parent teleconferences. I don't know if these two videos from Danny's World, shout out to Danny's World, I don't know if they're new or what, but I haven't seen these. And there are two parts to it. Combined, it's like a 3 hours and 27 minutes. So I may do part one today, part one tomorrow. I think that's how I'm gonna break it up. But I'm just like, are you kidding me? A parent teleconference? Like you can't make this stuff up. All right, so let's get some comments in y'all right quick before we start on these videos because I do not want to waste time or delay in this. This is something else. Um Shout out to all of you all tuning in. Thank you all so much for your support and for checking out, the great content coming out of the Lady Luck Club here. And I have some fantastic mods. Manny had to get another channel, y'all. So Ghostface is Manny. So shout out to you, Manny. How you doing, honey? Ghostface. All right. And I'm glad to see that you got your wrench. So I selected the right YouTube account. And then I have two new mods. There's S Files, and I want to make sure I got the right. I told them to confirm. Please let me know if I got the right YouTube tags correct. Megan as well. So Megan and the S Files are two more mods added on. Francisca, if you would like to be a mod, let me know. I appreciate your support. You're always hanging out with us. So if you would like to be a mod, it's just to help keep the chat flowing and everything else. Since we're growing, and I know the chats for Candace Owens just starts to flow. And we got a live today. We're going over her latest show she did on Friday where she's rambling. And Milk Bar dropped a new video as well. So I'm predicting that live to be kind of heavily trafficked when it comes to the comments. So sometimes it's, it just surpasses me. And I try my best, to still keep up comments and stuff, even if you don't have a super. I know some content creators, they only go for the ones that have supers. But me, I still want everyone to feel like they're a part of the conversation. So I still try to pull up comments regardless of whether you're a super or not. And then I save the supers for the end. So even if I don't read your comment, I try to post it up just so you guys can, feel special. And I want you all to. So I appreciate all of you all. So we got the two new mods, and Francisca, email me and let me know if you want to be a mod. That would be awesome. As well. So let's see here. Hit the like button, y'all. As you come in, hit the like button, drop a red heart in the chat because I am so ready to go in on this video regarding Umar. Oh yeah, we're ready for it. So hit the like button as you come in. We're going to be checking it out from Danny's World YouTube channel. So if I can get a mod to drop Danny's World YouTube channel in the link, that would be fantastic. Make sure you guys go and support Danny's World. She always posts up just, raw video footages, which is hard to find for some reason. Just raw video footages. And give her the support. She does an awesome job with that. So we appreciate that here in the LLC. And I also get, of course, raw video footages where people just post up the actual videos. The lounge is good for that. Jay Witt, my brother in Christ, he'll send me a video or, upload them. So, you have content creators that are just post up the videos. And I mean, it's just, sometimes it's what I'm looking for and I find them there. So shout out to them. Shout out to Danny's World. Hold on. Let me get my setup ready. Y'all, this is something else. I can't believe he's doing teleconferences. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. So, a whole teleconference. This is 2 hours, and the second part is like an hour and 27 minutes. So, shout out to Black Anonymous. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good afternoon. All the Luxes up in here. Thank y'all so much. Hey, Saint. Shout out to my mods. I have a fantastic mods, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Sunday, Saint. How you doing, honey? I'm Francisca up in here from the UK. Is it Monday yet over there, or is it still Sunday? Let me know. Francisca is in the UK across the waters. I'm gonna schedule a members only live for tomorrow, you guys. I have this live and then the one for Candace that I'm doing, and then that's gonna be it for today because I have to get some rest for work tomorrow. So I will do a members only live tomorrow evening. All right. And let's see. What is with YouTube and the two views now? I know. It's StreamYard. You talking about the two the variations with the videos? You can do a horizontal and then a landscape view. And it's like two different live streams. The only reason why I don't have the second one going is because it gives me like feedback. It's like I'm hearing myself twice in my headphones. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Mm-mm. So I let everybody else have that. Now, what I can do is download this one and just upload it and stream it to the other, the vertical view. But it'll be the same thing. I don't know if YouTube is going to allow two videos just because of different orientations to stay up like that. They would consider that double dipping. Like I can't upload the same video twice. So I just, that's happened before, and one of the videos was blocked because it was like a repeat or something. Now re-uploads is one thing, but you uploading the same video multiple times, I don't know how YouTube is going to handle that. But yeah, I can't even do both. I tried with the first live on yesterday, and I was like, why am I hearing myself twice? I said nope. So everybody speak to everybody. What's going on, Maximum? How you doing? Oh man, y'all! Everybody speak to everybody. Happy Sunday, you all. Shout out, Umar has been doing these parent so-called teleconferences for years. He uses these to get money and also to connect with women. It seems like it. Francisco, you should be a mod. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, that would be great. Cool. Our email, awesome. So Francisco is gonna be another mod. I am so happy. And let's see here. Thank you all so much for sending me an email, Francisca. LadyLuckClubLLC at yahoo.com. And we got Finette Pitts. You said I said your name like right last time, so just let me know if I nailed it again. Finette, and then we got Caleb up in here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Sunday evening, 15 p.m. in the UK, y'all. There you go. Yep, that's it, LLC. Cool. All right. Listen, y'all. So before we start on this, I just want you all to remember and recall the video where we went over the appeal, the appellate court documents from the Board of Psychology from Pennsylvania. And in those court documents, it stated that even if Umar had the legal standing to get a license, they still would not recommend it because he kept weaponizing it, kept using what they referred to as regulated terms to try to purport himself to be a practicing psychologist. And he wasn't. He wasn't licensed or certified at the time that they filed the complaint against him, and they did a full administrative hearing. If the hearing is done by a government agency, those are considered administrative hearings. If it's done in the court of law, of course, that's a judicial hearing. So this was an administrative hearing, but they're still just as, enforceable. Let me put it that way, as it would be if it were in a judicial hearing. So they could also issue, just like the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I think it was the Bureau, what was the bureau where they oversee the charitable donations. They're the ones that issued the cease and desist order against Umar. So let's say he violates that order. Even though it was issued from a government agency, they can file a petition to the court to have him held in contempt. And with that, it becomes not only a judicial matter, but also a criminal matter if he is found to be in contempt of that order. And then even worse, if he actually is ordered to come to court and he doesn't show up, now they can have his ass capious. So he's not, he wouldn't get away with anything. And we all know he doesn't like to be served. He doesn't like to go to court. So if he were to be held to contempt, Umar most definitely would not appear, and he would have to have his ass capious. And capious is basically when the court issues a bench warrant for your arrest. So that's all it would take for Umar to become a criminal overnight. Let his ass be ordered to appear in court, and he doesn't show up. Yeah, they'll go get you, Umar. Don't worry. You're not that smart. So the Board of Psychology, has not issued him a license. So he should not be practicing psychology. He should not be referring to himself as a psychologist. And the certifications that he had expired over 10 years ago? If that. And it was only if he worked for a school or was contracted to work for a school. And his duties allowed him to be able to say that he is a child psychologist. But he would have to prove that he's working for a school or contracted with the school. Otherwise, what the hell he doing? Umar, you cannot do this. And you're going to get reported to the Board of Psychology for Pennsylvania because you're still a thunkhead. You can't make this stuff up. Now, we'll have to ask, how old is this video? Is this new? Black Anonymous, do you know if this is a new video? His hair and beard stuff doesn't, it's not like, 5 years old or something like that to me. And then it's dated 11/15/25. Can you confirm if this is new? Because I want to say this could be a throwback. I'm not sure. Or Manny, do you know? Yeah, one of y'all let me know if this is a new video or not. What's going on, Charlotte? How you doing? Shout out to you. The color in his clothes is clashing with the background. I know, right? He's just all over the place. Oh, man. It's new. It's new. This is new. So he's still doing this. Umar, you done effed up. Yeah, that's right, Umar. We are on your neck. Umar has effed up. I can't believe he would actually go against the Board of Psychology as if they don't have the power to drag his ass back to court. He must be out of his mind. Umar, since you want to play crazy. Yeah, okay. Y'all make sure I'm going to have that video where I went over that appeal. I'm going to have it tagged. It's going to be in the description of this video. Make sure y'all watch that. Because they weren't playing with him when they issued out that order. When they put those documents up and they put him, they had a whole hearing and everything. The Board of Psychology was not playing with him. They don't even want him to get a damn license. Because look what he's doing. You're misleading the public, Umar. You're not licensed or certified to do this. This isn't a school you're working in or working for. So he's going to have to be reported to the Board of Psychology again. There you go. Because he didn't learn the first time. Umar, you're an idiot. You can't make this up. I think it is new. I don't think I've seen this one before. Yeah, it's 2 parts to it. Oh, man. So we got something new, y'all. He needs to go back to PCOM for a refresher course. Y'all, he needs to stay far away from PCOM. They shouldn't have never given him a degree to begin with. That dissertation was garbage, Umar. You can't make this up. They haven't caught up with him yet because no one has reported him again. He needs to be reported. Umar needs to be reported to the Board of Psychology. Apparatus by this photo. Umar has no neck to get on. Oh, you saying apparently? I got you. Yeah, he's in direct violation of the cease and desist order because he's still collecting contributions in the state of Pennsylvania. So These are things that needs to be raised to the attention of those agencies, the agency that issued the cease and desist order, as well as the Board of Psychology. They need to get these complaints so that they can move forward with getting some sort of contemptible action against him, because this is crazy. He is literally doing parent-teacher conferences with no school. No school. Umar, you don't have a school. You don't work for a school. FDMG is not a school. It's a bando building. it's an LLC, but it's not a school. FDMG can be a couple things, but what it's not is a school right now. So this is going to be interesting. And the dumb women calling in here, are you kidding? The parents that are calling into this school is unbelievable. You can't make this stuff up. All right, y'all. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit, because he talks slow. So we're gonna speed up just a tidbit. But you guys put a 1 in the chat if you can see it here. Let's get to it.
The Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, Notorious RBG, the leader of the global Black consciousness and Pan-Africanist movements.
What?
This is the Black Parent Teleconference. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have a question about a child, education, or mental health, this is the opportunity for you to ask that question. You need to text your first name and your city. Your first name and your city at this time to my cell phone, 215-989-9858.
Oh, no. No. I had to refresh it because of the stupid song.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
The Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, Notorious RBG, the leader of the global Black consciousness and Pan-Africanist movements. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. This is the Black Parent Teleconference. If you have a question about a child, education, or mental health, this is the opportunity for you to ask that question. You need to text your first name and your city. Your first name and your city at this time to my cell phone, 215-989. 215-989-9858. You want to go ahead and text your first name and your city to 215-989.
Umar, you're an idiot. He said if you have a question about mental health, he's not a psychologist. He's not a practicing psychologist. You can't make this up.
9858. And I will call you so you can ask your question. 215-989-9858. If you have a question, special ed, autism, evaluation, IEP, suicide, emotional disturbance, learning disability, 504.
Stop. These are all things that a licensed psychologist can speak on. Are you for real? So he's trying to give diagnoses over the phone and assessments? What questions? They don't need to be asking him anything. Y'all can go on webmd.com. Like, are you kidding?
Question. 215-989-9858. If you have a question, special ed, autism, evaluation.
Autism evaluation.
IEP, suicide,
emotional disturbance. Are you kidding me? Those are for, this term is for psychiatrists, really. I wouldn't trust him to sit here and do no evaluation for autism. And he is out. He has lost his mind. Y'all, he is at a point where he just doesn't give a damn. So, Umar, if you want to go out this way, you can. I mean, we're still going to file complaints against you with the board because what you're doing is illegal. It's a violation of the policies and the actual regulations with the Board of Psychology. You can't give assessments. The only thing you should be telling people to do is go on this website and look up this information. It's like me sitting here saying, I went to med school, but I don't have a license to practice medicine. And then I sit here and do some nonsense like this. Hey, you guys can call me about, gastrointestinal issues if you've had, bone fractures. If you've got muscle tears, I can do whole evaluations on it. What do you mean? You can't make this up.
Disturbance, learning disability, 504, suspension, expulsion, whatever your question is about your child. I will also allow some live Instagram tap-ins. Only if you have a question about your child. We are not talking about anything else. If you bring up anything else, I will cancel you from the Instagram live. So if there's parents on my Instagram who have a question about your child, you can tap in.
That's what I'm saying, Black Anonymous. Look at this. How can he evaluate people over a teleconference since he hasn't read a file, spoke with the child, consulted with the psychologist, maybe working with the child, etc.? I mean, he's doing this without a license. He's not even supposed to be doing this unless he is employed. He has to have a certification, and he has to be employed with a school or contracted with a school. A operating school, Umar, you idiot. The school has to be operating and functional and open. And you have to have proof that you're working with the school, meaning you're working and earning an income. This is insane.
Okay. So you can text me or you can tap in. You can text your
He's
first
back
name
in his mama closet.
And your phone number. Excuse me. You can text your first name and your city to my phone number, 215-989-9858. Text messages will have priority.
Oh my God.
Instagram tap-ins will be secondary. Okay? Those who
what is this man doing?
Contact me by text message will have priority. Hey, okay. Instagram tap-ins will be secondary. Okay.
Sorry, is it a Cleaston or Cleaston?
All right.
What's going on?
So, let's get started.
Get off the people's one. Exactly. Oh my God. What's up, Ace? We in this thing? Y'all, he back in his mama closet. What's going on, Master Khalik? You can't make this up. He has no history. He's going to speak up to a parent for a few minutes. Evaluation isn't one thing. It's ongoing. Exactly. He's lying too much. Other lies catching up to him. Yep. Oh, man. Shout out to Yates. What's going on? Black Anonymous said, I've heard him tell people to take kids off their medication.
Let me turn my phone off and turn it on. It's acting up. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all.
This is a new video, Ace.
Phone is acting up. Again, if you have a question about your son or daughter,
y'all, this is new.
Text your first name and city to 215-989-9858. If you have a question about your son or daughter, education or mental health, text your first name and your city to 215-989-9858. Shout out to my continental Africans. Shout out to my Africans of Asia. Shout out to my European Africans, my Canadian Africans, my South Pacific Africans, my Australian Africans, my Caribbean Africans, my South American Africans, my Central American Africans. I can't believe this. My Jersey Africans, my Philly Africans, my New York City Africans, my Connecticut Africans, my Boston Africans, my Oakland, my LA Africans, my Inland Empire Africans, my San Diego Africans, my Phoenix Africans, my Houston and Dallas and Houston, Dallas, and Austin Africans, my Fort Worth Africans, my Carolina and Florida Africans, my Maryland and Virginia Africans, my DC Africans, my Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Memphis, Nashville Africans, my Minnesota Africans. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, let's try this again. Good morning, Queen. This is Dr. Umar. You're live with the Black Parent Teleconference. You're calling from Georgia, my sister.
Yes, this is Kai. How are you?
Pleased to meet you, Queen. Pleased to meet you. Go right ahead with your question.
Yes, so my son is 17. He's a senior. And one thing that I've noticed this year is he's been having a lot of anger issues, which has led to him getting into altercations with the police and other authority figures. I just recently signed him up for counseling, but I'm wondering, like, as a parent, what can I do to really kind of help him learn how to manage his emotions and also learn how to interact with authority figures, especially the police, because I think what was most concerning for me was when he had a run-in with the police this year.
Okay. What kind of run-in with the police?
He and his friends were at
you're
the
asking
mall,
questions
the
you
local
don't
mall.
deserve the right to know the answer to, Umar. You're literally invading in people's privacy. This young man is being treated by someone. Even his mother should do a better job of preserving his medical history. Why are you calling and putting your child's information out there to a man who's not licensed or certified to do a damn thing? This has got to be a joke. She's a bad mom. My FBI, let me tell you something, Junior. Can I call you Junior? Comment of the day. FBI Africans, my IRS Africans. The investigative board of psychology Africans. You can't make this up. Yeah, Umar, this is a new video. November 15th. This is the first part. Umar is sitting here trying to do a fake parent-teacher conference. But he's trying to get people to call in so that he can do assessments or answer questions about. I mean, he went from self-term to depression to IEPs, 504s. Are you serious? He's not a licensed or certified psychologist. We went over the appeal documents, the hearing documents from the Board of Psychology. Now you all see why we went over that. So you all can understand that even the Board of Psychology has deemed him to be unqualified to do stuff like this. These are the same things he's done when he was on a radio show, which was an exhibit in that hearing, in the court filing, in the documents, as well as another. I think he was on the Breakfast Club. He's doing the same thing right now, and that is exactly what they condemned. His use of regulated terms, referring to himself as a psychologist, or giving assessments, or even saying anything where he's trying to, help give any type of tips or treatment plans or evaluations. He can't do any of that. This is absurdity. He doesn't even have his normal conviction or enthusiasm. What he's doing is getting himself effed up. You can tell he knows the end is coming. Exactly. He thinks he's Tariq now. My Chinese Africans. He called her. He called her. Yeah. He wants people to send him their phone numbers. And then he's calling her, and then he's saying where she is. Why is it important for us to know what state she's located in? Thank you, Black Anonymous. This has to be a HIPAA violation. They're telling private medical information about their own kids. And for what? To a man that's not licensed or certified. You can't make this up. Hey there, how you doing, honey? Yo, this is crazy. Go see a real school psychologist first, or a real psychologist. There are really people seeking his advice. Yes. You can't make this up. Do parents not check his credentials? No, they're not. They don't even watch videos where I go over actual court documents where an entire board filed an appeal against him and flat out condemned him from doing stuff like this and stated that they would not even want him to get a license or certification because how he misleads the public and his abuse of this. What's going on, Stoic? Y'all, this is a new video. This is a new video. You can't make this up. What's going on, Wolves? They need to go get his ass. Pull him out that closet and just throw him behind some bars. You can't make this up.
And he was asked to leave by a security guard who was saying that it was time for them all to close. I think he was being targeted because they were allowing, like families and stuff to continue to sit in the mall, but they followed him to the exit and verbally harassed him until he got to the exit. And at that time, a Gwinnett County police officer approached him and told him something, and he started going back and forth verbally with the police officer, which led to him being arrested and charged with what do you call it? They charged him with disturbing the peace, and they charged him with criminal trespassing.
Okay. Question for you, because anger in teenage boys is often a cover for depression. So my question is, where is the biological father?
He lives in New Orleans.
He lives in New Orleans. How often does he speak with him?
How do we go from depression to the biological father?
Regularly, and they don't see each other often.
Why?
Because they had some issues in memories. His dad previously had a drinking problem. He's like since gotten sober, but I think the damage was done during the time that he had the drinking problem. And now my son, he just, I think he doesn't want to be around his dad because he doesn't trust his dad. And he doesn't believe that, his dad is sober and healed.
Okay, is there another father figure around?
Yes, uncles. We have several uncles, big brothers here in Atlanta that are around him often, kind of standing in the gap.
Okay, now if they're around him often, how is he still getting into these issues? I mean, does he really have a consistent presence of an older male? Because if he does,
stop.
I'm wondering how some.
You idiot! You just said that it leads to depression, and you provided no facts or statistics to back that up. And now you're asking about him having a father figure in his life? Why don't you just ask her what you want to say? Are you single? Lady, are you single? Do you have a job? Because I'm broke as hell. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm doing this in my mama's closet. Lady Luck Club keep getting on me about me showing proof of life to my mother. And I'm really trying to get away from this situation. And I don't have any money. Can I come live with you? Will you be one of my wives? Just cut to the chase, Umar. Because that's what you really want to ask here. What does the father figure have to do with him having some level of depression? Where are your facts and statistics to support that nonsense you just uttered out? The anger issues is oftentimes, linked to having some level of depression. Does he have a father figure? Is your husband around? What the F is he talking about? This is why he shouldn't be doing this. Now y'all see why we went over that appellate court documents, those hearing documents from the Board of Psychology. Now do you all see that? This is unbelievable.
Situations are taking place.
Right. Yeah, I would say it's consistent. My brother is around very consistently, but my brother is not his father.
That is correct. Are these other men spending time with him, though? Quality time?
What does that have to do with the depression?
My brother comes, watches film with him. My son plays football. Comes, watches film with him. He was just here last weekend making sure that he got his college applications in, because I told my brother I had been asking him to, but he still hadn't done it. So my brother said, don't worry about him. Come over there and we'll make sure he does it.
Those things are very important, very important. However, I'm talking about that emotional connection where they're talking about his life, his feelings, things he's been through with his father, the emotional connection, not just watching the football games and getting ready for college. That's important.
Right.
But what about that emotional
connection?
Yes, the bond.
I think that folks try, including myself, but my son, he's very reserved. He's very internal. I try to have, if I take him by myself and try to have a one-on-one conversation with him, sometimes I can get him to open up a little bit about his feelings, but for the most part, he doesn't want to talk about the things that are bothering him.
Okay. Are there other children from you in the home?
I have 6-year-old twins that are adopted.
Okay, 6-year-old twins that are.
What does any of this have to do with what's going on with the son's anger? Let's just say he wanted just to have a conversation, allow her to vent, and give her some. He can't even give parenting tips because Umar, you're a deadbeat. You weren't there to take care of your kids. How are you giving someone else advice about their children when you didn't even help raise your own? You still have a child to which a judge issued supervised visitation with. Why do you have supervised visitation, you oompa loompa? You don't even see your own kids. And you're sitting here asking her about her other kids, whether or not he's got fatherly figures and influences in his life. It's very important. Can you tell me about, whether or not there's any man around? Why? So it'd be easier for you to sit here and take advantage of this woman when you come to Georgia? What is this going to lead to? Is this going to lead to some face-to-face meeting of some sort? Because I get the feeling that this might lead to a face-to-face interaction. You can't make this up, and he's already got her number and knows what state she's in. More information than he should know. This is crazy. Black Anonymous said, remember when Lene said that Umar assumed that her son's father wasn't around? Oh, yeah. Now he's asking flat out. And then he's trying to figure out where he could fit in all of this. Because he's not, there's no professionalism at all. Thank you, Francisca. Background shows he is not a professional at all. I mean, clearly he's not. He's not licensed or certified. And these women are calling in, spilling out the beans on their own children to a clown who does not have a job and is not licensed or certified to do this. Y'all, this is a new video. Where's the Book of Idiots? We got a new edition. I know, right? You want to have a book of Negroes. His Oompa Loompa clowns and the Goonie Goons still running around here trying to, take up and defend him. But yet somehow they think they're above the rule of law again. No, he's not. What's going on, Tatina? How you doing? You can't make this up. Parenting tips from a deadbeat. Exactly. These are basic questions asked at therapy. He's trying to fit a therapy session he's not allowed to give into a few minutes. But see, here's the thing. Why even... He knows he's not licensed or certified to do this. He says something about anger leading from or stemming from depression. And no facts to support it. No facts or statistics to support that. I should be able to Google that and find that on WebMD. He's asking more about her business, seems like. The closet counseling session. You can't make this up. Yeah, this is evidence. There you go. This could be reported to the Board of Psychology in Pennsylvania. All these years, no office. I know, right? Still back to the closet. Yes. He is trying to give an assessment, but he's coming off like he's really trying to ask about her business. What's next, Umar? Are you going to ask her where does she work and how much does she make? Because that's important.
Adopted. Is your son your only?
I also have 2 nephews here. My son is my only child. We also are taking care of 2 of our nephews that are teenagers as well.
Okay.
So 5 boys in all.
Okay. So, and your son is how old again?
17. He's a senior in high school.
Okay. He's 17-year-old senior. You have the 2 6-year-old twins who were adopted, right?
Real professionals would be writing this down, Umar. You're still dumb. Real professionals would be writing this stuff down. You're asking questions over and over again. If you were a true certified licensed psychologist, you would be writing this information down. But you're not. And you're sitting here trying to get information out of someone, and you still haven't said one thing helpful or factually proven. Not one thing helpful so far. He's just asking a bunch of dumb questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then how old are the 2 nephews?
They're 15 and 18. So 3 of them are in high school together.
Got you. Now, I heard you say we are taking care of them. Who's the we? You have a significant other there as well?
No, I have a multi-generational family household. So my cousin and I, we are sharing a house.
He is,
and we are...
Your cousin, male or female?
Male.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're sharing a house and helping to raise all the children together.
Got you. So the 2 nephews are your cousins?
Correct.
Okay, so we got the 2 6-year-old twins. We have a 15-year-old. We have your son who's 17, and then we have the 18-year-old cousin.
Correct. It's all men and me.
Understood. Question: does your son feel drowned out in that environment by the love you understandably have to give to your adopted 6-year-old twin sons, as well as the natural attention you give as an aunt and a mother figure to your 15-year-old nephew and your 18-year-old nephew? Is your son feeling like he's having to divide too much of your attention with the other children in the home?
That's definitely a possibility. There's definitely a possibility that he can feel that way.
You can't make this.
Okay, but you haven't spoken with him about that.
I never asked him.
Okay.
Yeah, I never asked him, but I could see that's a reasonable assumption.
Okay. How much time does he spend with you away from everyone else in the household? How often do you and him connect and go out? Just mom and son?
Maybe like a couple times a month.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Question. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Continue
I was
that.
saying we all spend time together, like at home. But I guess at home with it being so many people, I think it's not a lot of one-on-one time. So I like to take him away from the house and say, "Oh, hey, let's go do this together. Just the two of us. We'll go volunteer together, or go get a meal together, or whatever. Do something just the two of us."
Okay, because one of my concerns, although I have no question you love your son, I don't even think he has a question regarding his mother's love, but with the father
You wouldn't know
not
that.
being hands-on.
Here we go. Umar, you are a procreator who's not a father. Not in my definition, anyway. But you're definitely not hands on in your kids' lives. Why aren't you taking your own advice? Why aren't you out here trying to connect with your daughters? And why do you make a difference between them? One of them he calls Pop Baby Smurf. The other one he calls my little princess. They're both your princesses. What are you talking about? Just like you run around here talking about my black beautiful queens and caramel and mocha and all this other stuff. Why aren't you calling your daughters your little princesses? All of them equally. If I can detect that he shows favoritism between the two oldest daughters, because we don't even know anything about the third one. But if I can detect that he shows favoritism between the two oldest daughters, anyone can. And yet you're sitting here asking a woman, does your son feel loved in the household? And does he feel like he's competing for attention? I mean, it's that simple, Umar. You're loading up a question that's very simple. Asking questions you shouldn't be asking because you're not licensed or credentialed to ask these questions in the first place. This couldn't even be just a gee whiz conversation. Why is this something he's recording? Knowing he shouldn't be doing this? As a psychologist, he's purporting himself to be a psychologist, people. It would be different if you was just, I just want to chat with you guys. You guys can call in and let's have conversations. You want to ask me about anything? He didn't leave it general and open. No. He specified in the beginning what he wanted people to call in and ask questions pertaining to or regarding. And he was very specific with that. One of them being, self-term or ideations of self-termination. And he's certainly not qualified or credentialed or licensed to deal with the aspects of self-harm. He's not credentialed to deal with that. This is absolutely asinine.
You're the only other parent he can lean on, and then he may be feeling like even he's not the priority with you as well. And I think some of the anger could come from the fact, that neither parent is as present and available emotionally as he would need y'all to be.
Yeah.
Umar, okay. You're in the closet of your mama's house.
Does he have his own room?
Yes.
Okay, so he has his own space. Okay. Yeah, I think you need to spend more time with him. I also think we need to push a little more with the father. Here's my opinion. Unless the father.
Umar, here's my opinion. Get a job. Get your own place. Spend time with your children. Devise a plan to have time with your kids so that maybe one day a judge will deem you, more worthy of having time with your youngest child without supervision. Learn how to pay bills. Get a haircut. Take a shower. Buy some soap from the Lady Luck Club. Dr. Squatch soap will be tagged in the description of this video, because why not do a product placement right now? Why not? I mean, I don't get why he thinks that he is supposed to be doing this, and why no one should be reporting this to the Board of Psychology in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. They got on his ass about this once before, and he went in there and lied and then tried to play stupid. You can't do that this time, Umar. You're not going to get a woman of substance because you have nothing to offer, especially when he's not working and he wants to eat Cinnabons all day. So you know what he's gathered from all of this? This woman got too many kids. There's too many people in that house. They all boys, and I'm not in the mood to be fighting. It's like he's trying to find himself a date. Lowered expectations.
Puts your son in harm's way. Meaning if he's selling drugs on the street, if he's physically abusing him, the risk of sexual abuse, anything like that. If that's not going on, in my opinion, I believe it's better for a child to have some kind of relationship with their father than none at all. And I am also of the opinion that children do not choose whether or not they want a relationship with their parent. That's not a decision a child makes, not even at 17.
Oh my God.
Okay? If it's me, you're going to have a relationship with your father. You don't have to see him all the time, but you're going to see him consistently. So whether that's once a season, 4 times a year, whether that's once a month, assuming the father will make some effort to see him as well, I think he needs that, man. I know he needs him. Even if they're just talking on the phone on a regular basis, we should try to reestablish some line of communication between him and his dad, because children who know their father, have some kind of relationship with them, are always better than those who don't, even if the father is less than perfect, like I said, as long as he's not putting them.
Is that the case, Umar? Because we've seen one of your daughters all over social media. And then we see you on social media, and then there are times when you're asking, has anyone seen or heard from Baby Smurf? Why do you not know where your daughter is? You two both on social media. Why aren't you trying to connect with her? You can't keep blaming her mother. She over 18 years old. This is how much of a clown you are, Umar. You're a clown show, boy. You don't even take time for your own kids. What are you talking about? It speaks volumes about why a judge felt the need to only give you supervised visitation. You're not even trying, Umar. And you got the audacity to tell someone else. The only reason why he's saying this, if she would have just said, it's just me and my son, that's it. I got a 6-figure job, big ass house, and nice car. He probably would have asked you 5 thick in the thighs and some cookies in the refrigerator. He's not doing this to help anybody. He's scouting. And he's doing it, under the guise of being a psychologist, to which he is not. Having a degree does not make you certified or licensed to practice psychology, Umar. That is what the board has been trying to tell you for years. You Oompa Loompa. You are not credentialed or qualified to do this. So, you scouting for women under the false pretense of trying to psychologize or analyze someone's child is a new low level of depravity and disgusting, deplorable behavior. It is just absolutely evil what you're doing.
In danger. So definitely reestablish that. I think you and him need to start spending some more time together. And because he's an introvert, doesn't really like to express himself, I'm glad you said that he's now got the therapy and the counseling, but you're going to need to do some sessions with him as well. And whoever that therapist and counselor is, you want to let them know that. Like, I need my son to tell me how he feels about the home, about me, about us, about his dad. Just let them know I'm available to be there as well. Because when you do therapy and counseling with a child, it's almost ineffective if the parents are not there, because the child is the result of the parents. So I need you in some of those sessions. But even outside of that, you need to get them out the house on a regular basis, even if it's just once a month or twice a month. Y'all need to have a date with each other that y'all can look forward to, whether that's the second Fridays or the first Thursdays, or the last Wednesday of the month or the first Tuesday of the month. You and him should have a date with each other that he can look forward to. And you have to start pressing him about how he feels. Not how you think, but how you feel. He can tell you how you think. And then that's when you say, okay, you just told me how you think. How does that make you feel, though? I want to know how you feel. The thinking is the mind, but the feeling is the heart. And with men, we don't like to get into our feelings. We like to stay with the logic in the brain. So you got to push us a little more to express that heart, because that anger, that means there's a lot going on in your son's heart, and we want them feelings to come out. So yeah, just go ahead and start spending some time with him. Definitely with the counseling. And does he get along with everybody in the household? Any issues with the uncle? He gets along with everybody. Okay. This may have more to do with the father.
Outside of the home, that's the issues.
Well, what I think,
inside the home is fine.
But here's what I think, though. I think his behavior outside of the home, this mild rebellious energy that we're getting, I think it's related to the home life in some way. Again, it could just be that. It could be as simple as dad. But I also think he feels like he's losing out on your attention because of all the other males in the home. You know what I mean? So I definitely think you
What
got
you
to
gonna
start
tell
spending
her?
more
Get
time
rid of
with
all
him
them other
because
people.
he's angry. There's a reason for that anger. That's what the counselor has to find out, but you can probably find it out even sooner than the counselor
You can't
if
make
you
this
just
up.
start spending a little more time with him and asking him directly, what is making you angry? Tell me where I'm falling short. Is it your dad? Is it both of us? Do you feel that I'm not giving you enough attention because of your 6-year-old adopted brothers?
Umar, I got a solution for you. Here's what we're gonna do. So here's the website to file a complaint. Because this is absolutely absurd. We're gonna finish that up, but I just, I want you all to see where you can go to file a complaint. Umar sitting here weaponizing a degree to try to purport himself to be a licensed or certified psychologist when he's not. He's not employed with a school. He's not contracted with a school. He's not worked for any school at all. Period. So you guys can go in here and file a complaint. I would assume this will go under professional, because he's purporting himself to be a licensed or certified psychologist. He does not have the credentials to actually practice psychology, no more than someone who went to medical school and graduated with a medical degree. You're not licensed to practice medicine. You shall not practice medicine, period. That is illegal as well. And he's sitting here doing this even after he's been caught doing this before. So you guys go on his website. You can either file the complaint online or you can call. The complaint hotline is 1-800-822-2113. Here it is. Because Umar, you full of shit, and we're tired of this. This is absolutely insane. Why is it the aspect of you getting a job too difficult for you, Umar? Why is it too hard for you to think about getting a regular job and going to work like everybody else on earth? Why do you feel you're above the rule of law? Why do you feel like you cannot just go out and file an application? You can go be a manager somewhere. You don't think somebody will hire you? You've never learned how to genuinely, utilize social media to get yourself out there. And then you keep doing dumb things like this. That's either in violation of some law or rule or regulation against, some agency or government entity. You don't care. So neither do we. You sitting here giving her advice to do something with a child when you don't do those same things with your children. That's absolutely disgusting. This clown is out here giving information out, giving advice out, I guess, his opinion out. He's not giving out information. He's giving out opinions and his advice under the guise of this so-called psychology degree. It's unbelievable.
That might have a lot to do with it because since he's the only biological child and now he has the two 6-year-old foster siblings, even if they were natural siblings, when a single child has to split the parents' time, whether that the parent get married and now you got step siblings or in your case adopted children, or even if you had a natural child, that could be traumatizing for a single child. It's just been me and my mom my whole life, and now I got these two twin adopted brothers. You know what I mean? That can be traumatizing. So I also think that has a lot to do with it as well. One last question for you. How long has he been sharing your attention with the adopted siblings as well as the two cousins? How long have they been in the same household?
They are 6, and they came to us when they were like 3.
Okay, so about 3 years. So basically, since he was 13 or 14, almost the start of his teenage years. So I can see a little bit of an issue there, possibly.
And full time.
Okay.
We had them since they were born, but we had them full time since they were 3.
Understood. And what about the cousins? How long have they been there?
They just came here last year, so it's more recent.
Okay, so it's more recent for the cousins. Oh, yeah, so he may be going through some adjustment stuff. I think you just need to probe him about how he's feeling about everything. I really think.
Umar, I think you need to lay off whatever it is you're taking, or smoking, or drinking, or inhaling, or injecting for a while. Give yourself like 90 days so you can go pass a drug test and get a job. This is pathetic. This is really pathetic. And this is a bad parent to do something like this. You would think the first thing you would do is look to see if someone is licensed or credentialed if you're going to get your child any level of treatment. I don't care if it is therapy. You better be certified at the very least. You don't take your kids to a doctor that doesn't hold an actual license to practice medicine, do you? No one takes their kids to a medical school graduate for treatment. Anyone's doctors that they're seeing providing treatment somehow failed to get a license. Does anybody go and see a medical physician who is not licensed to practice medicine? Because my doctor is licensed. Anyone out here seeing a doctor that's not licensed to provide treatment and care? Please let me know. Because I'm trying to figure out the psyche of individuals who think that someone who's not licensed or certified to practice psychology is okay to give you some advice or opinion regarding anything related to psychology of your children. My insurance doesn't my insurance doesn't cover unlicensed doctors. And no, they don't. They will not. That's such a good point. Thank you, Asia. Shout out to you. The insurance won't even pay for that damn doctor's visit. If you go see a doctor that's not licensed, you can't make this. You're a horrible parent if you're setting your kid up to be evaluated by somebody that's not licensed or certified. You have to be the worst parent on earth. This is insane. It's like, thank you, Junior. It's like trying to take your child to the vet. You make this make sense. Oh, yeah. Oh, shout out to Black Anonymous. Black Anonymous did a whole post on it. Insurance won't pay. They won't even pay for you to go see an unlicensed physician of any sort from any specialty. Because if that were the case, people would just go see some random relative to say, this is my, gastrointestinal specialist. Like, you can't make this up. Is this going to get?
That you need to program.
Y'all.
Because full-time with the adopted siblings
for
3 years, and then full-time with the two cousins for 1 year. So this is pretty recent, and it's coinciding with his teenage years. So I'm thinking he's feeling a little pushed out of the priority page right now. That's what I'm feeling. That's a piece. And then the daddy, that's another piece. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's getting enough of you to himself. And I think that's where you need to work on that.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Umar.
No problem, my queen. Be blessed. All right now. Take care.
Oh.
Good morning, Sister Chantel. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Bless.
All right. How's Baltimore treating you?
Oh, okay. Well, I have a 19-year-old son who's been getting in trouble. Now, mind you, his father passed away on COVID. His father really wasn't in his life. He was there, but not there. He'll pick him up a weekend here and there and everything. So he had resentment that way. But he felt that he was a protector. Like, he felt like, his father said, "There's nobody to touch you on my hurdle." And he felt secure in that. So when he passed, he thought he wouldn't miss him, but then when he did, he went through a little depression of, I miss my dad, because he was the protector. Like, he felt, his father would do what he said he was going to do because he did it. Now I'm in the aspect that he has a child. He's a rebellious. He keep on going to jail because his girlfriend keep on putting him in there because she keep on threatening him, and he listens to her, doesn't listen to me. And I'm going to put him out. So I don't know exactly what to do, because I heard with the other lady, some of the things you said also replies to me, that he feels a certain way towards me because of what I'm not doing. But I'm the only provider in the household, so I work constantly, and I'm never there. Yes, when I was off when he was younger, we used to go on weekend, go eat, go talk, or whatever, and that was my time with him. But now it's like, it's different. He had the girlfriend, he went with her, he took her, but now he hates her and don't want her around, but she's living with.
The Board of Psychology in Pennsylvania already stated to Umar he cannot use any regulated terms that would lead the average reasonable person to believe that he is a licensed or certified doctor. That is why I went over, I'm going to post a link to that video. That's why I went over those documents. Because that is what he is doing. He is literally sitting here on the phone and allowing people to give out whole histories, medical history of their kids. And he is not a licensed or certified psychologist. He can't even say he's a child psychologist because he would have to work for a school or be contracted with the school and be able to prove that he is employed or contracted. He can't just say it to say it. He would have to provide proof. This is why we went over it. I'm going to post the video here. Here's the link to this video, you all. Y'all please go take a look at the video I did on this. So y'all can actually see the documents. Because they're not playing. I also posted the link here. Is the pals.pa.gov website to file the complaint directly online. And let them know. You can link these videos and say, you don't even have to give a timestamp. The entire video is one big walking contradiction and violation. He's being hypocritical to the idea of parenting, which is laughable to me. But of course, the violations that he is using these regulated terms in violation of state law to try to purport himself to be a licensed or certified psychologist or child psychologist. He can't claim either. They both have stipulations. And he is violating the law doing this. And he wonders why he gets in trouble. But then he wants to decry victim when he gets reported. You're not above the rule of law, Umar. You're a thunkhead. You're not above the rule of law. This is insane.
Me with the baby and him, and now it's all chaotic.
Okay, so he's living with the girlfriend and the baby with you, correct?
Correct.
How old is the baby?
The baby is 7 months old.
Okay, the baby is 7 months old. Now, you said the girlfriend keep getting him locked up.
What?
Locked up for what? Domestic violence or something else?
Yes. Domestic violence. A lot of times, she's the one that always was hitting on him. He wouldn't, at the beginning, I said, stop doing that because it's going to come back and haunt you. Don't play fighting. But, of course, they did. And I was like, she's always hit on him, and he wouldn't do nothing. And I was like, you're going to get tired of that. So now that's where we are now. It's like he's not hitting her, but he'll restrain her. But then she's really like little, she's white. But, and so little things right on her. And, yeah, she's a
Snow bunny.
Yes, I am.
He's been snow bunny. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So,
that would have nothing to do with any professional psychologist assessment. Nothing to do with it. You understand like how dangerous this is right now? He's sitting here about to give someone advice while in his mind, he's been snow bunny. That is not a part of any assessment or evaluation a licensed or certified psychologist would ever consider when they give an evaluation or an assessment. It's not a factor. Absurd.
So I want to know. What to do with the situation. I already went to the courts. I already put the thing.
Oh dear Lord.
So it's like, but I feel for him.
Okay, take me back a minute, good sister. You said you went to court to get her evicted from your home.
Down.
All I'm evicted from the home.
Okay, you're going to get your son and his snow bunny baby mom evicted from the home.
Oh my God, he really saying this.
Okay, did you speak with your son about that before you did it?
Yes.
The snow bunny baby mama.
Okay, how did he feel about you evicting him from your home?
He's fine with it right now for everybody. I gotta get some coffee.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a question again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not clear on the arresting. So when he restrains the snow bunny, she calls the police.
The arresting
with a domestic violence complaint.
Umar, it's not the arresting. It's the arrest. Okay? Arrest. The arrest. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This is how you know Umar knows nothing about how court works.
Yes, and this has happened, 2 or 3 times, and every time she went, she always went back.
She need a whole lawyer.
The first time, she dismissed it. The second time she was pregnant, so she blamed it on the pregnancy and let that go. So that's what's been going on with that.
This is illegal, Ginger.
Because she was pregnant and is lapsing and is
this is highly illegal.
But it was found with drug paraphernalia on him, so that lasts a year for his probation. So right now, what is going on is they're here, but she doesn't want him to go outside the house. He's saying he's doing what he's doing, but she wants him to be here, so she threatens him all the time about, if you go out, I'm gonna call the police and say this and that, say that. So that's the way I'm saying about she's threatening him, but he does what he needs to do because he wants me to put them all out. He wants, because she ain't gonna go if he don't go. So he wants everybody. He wants to go because he wants to.
I wouldn't even, let me tell y'all something. I wouldn't even have a problem. That's a good point you make. It sounds like it's staged. If he were smart, he would set up his channel to be more like a gossip hotline and leave out anything related to psychology. He doesn't even have to tell them that he has a degree at this point, because we all know by law he should not be doing this. But let's say he decided to turn this into some form of entertainment and he wanted to treat this like a gossip show or something. And then people call in. They don't have to say what state they're in. He doesn't say their name, which is stupid for him to be doing that. He doesn't have to give out any personal identifiable information whatsoever. And they just tell him, whatever little gossip they want to know, like stuff like this. She's talking about getting this kid evicted. There's a baby mother involved. There's a minor child involved. You can't make this stuff up. What was she called again? This could just be one gossip session or something. And then he could maximize that. But he's not even trying to do something that would keep him clear of violating whole state laws. So, Umar, this is why we're reporting your ass. Okay? And I say this with love. I don't care how you feel. The facts are, you should not be doing this. And if you're not smart enough to just come up with some creative way to make content for social media, then I don't care if they lock your ass up over this. This is absolutely insane. I'm a mother. I wouldn't even take Umar seriously to call him over anything like this. But these people are pouring out their hearts to him. And this is absolutely, it's madness.
But he wants me to bring him back in. And I don't think so.
Okay.
And I told him so.
Okay. And do you have other children in the home?
Nope, just him.
I know, man. I don't know why I did that.
No, he's my baby child. My other child is 2 years older than him. He has his own place.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. I do not see a positive future with him and the Snow Bunny. They obviously have to work together for the child, but he needs to be careful, because if that white woman is already calling the police on him, she's clearly exercising her white privilege to keep him in his place. And if he's not careful, she will come.
That's oh no. Oh no. They have a child together. Do you realize they have a kid together? What is the matter with you, you weirdo? I don't know why I'm giving him ideas, Manny. Maybe it's because I don't want him to give advice as if he's a psychologist that's licensed and certified. I would rather he just do a gossip channel. This is so dangerous. What is he trying to do? Advocate for the young man to leave the baby's mother? Because she's what? That's racist. That's so racist. You all see how he makes a mockery of it? So Umar doesn't take this seriously. Why should we? This is why I have no quarrels with you being reported, Umar. I'm posting the link to the website for everybody to report you, Umar. And I'm going to keep posting it over and over and over again. Because you don't even take this. No professional would ever say anything like that. So, okay. You want to clown around in your mama's closet. Ditto.
Come up with even more egregious accusations against him. I don't like it because she's already using the system. She's already using the system to attack him already, and the child is only 7 months old. So he needs.
From my mom.
Oh my
God.
My
mom is white. Her father's black, but her mom is the one that's she always called and asked for advice. And the mom is
okay. So she's mixed race.
Yes.
Okay, she's mixed race, but she also has a Snow Bunny mother.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay. Yep. And the Snow Bunny mother is the one who's giving her all the advice.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. He even though she's mixed race, I mean that makes it a little better for me, but it's not for him. Because again, you got the Snow Bunny grandma. He needs to leave her alone. I don't know how this even happened. This is not in his best interest at all. So he's dealing with that, being a young father, a new father. He's only 19. I didn't have my first child till I was 27, so I can only imagine. Then on top of that, the grief of his father. Okay, he's going through grief that has a lot to do with his anger. Okay, he's not spending enough time with you as well. Did you say you have him in counseling now or no?
I did. I had him counseling through school. I had him counseling first. It started when his grandmother passed. That was like his mom. She was the one that kept
When did she pass?
She passed in 2016.
2016. So he could still be grieving grandma because she kind of raised him, helped you raise him. So he's grieving grandma. He's grieving dad. He's a new dad, and he's not getting enough time with you. So why did the counseling stop?
Because he's out of school now, and because all this other stuff happened with the insurance and everything. So we never got that back in place.
Okay, we need to get it back in place because if this keeps going this way, he's going to end up crashing out. Does he have a job?
No, and it seems like he don't want one. He want to be out in the streets and keep on telling me, oh, I can make this, I can make that. And I hate him being out there with his friends, and I hate his friends. I mean...
Oh, Umar, does that sound familiar? I'm so glad you asked about any question involving the word job, Umar. Does it sound familiar? He just sounds like he wants to be out there. Umar, do you have a job? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm asking for a friend. You have a job, Umar? Is he really advocating for this young man to leave his baby mother alone simply because she's mixed? So he wants these kids to grow up without fathers in their lives? You can't make this up.
It's just a whole thing.
You mentioned drug paraphernalia. What is he smoking weed or doing worse than? Is he popping pills?
Well, I knew he was smoking weed, but I think he's doing more now.
I think he's doing more now, so you might be self-medicating. You also mentioned probation. Probation for what? Was he previously incarcerated?
Well, the first time, okay, he got caught with a gun out in the street. Okay, we got that off, and that went well the first time. The second time, they came here. When they came here to pick him up, when she called, I have license and I have guns and I had a shotgun. Well, the shotgun was downstairs in the living room when the police came. So they took it, and because of the first time that he had one and got caught with one, that's what they tried to hold him with. But
dear Lord, wait, lady, you need an attorney. This is not something for Umar. First of all, he's not licensed or certified to do anything with psychology, but he certainly does not understand or have a respect for the rule of law. She needs an attorney. The son sounds like he's graduated from high school already. She said he's out of school, right? Did she say he's out of school? So she doesn't, by law, have to put him back on her insurance. If he's graduated or he's 18, she doesn't have to put him back on her insurance. What is he talking about?
So why did the counseling stop?
Because he's out of school now, and because
he's out
all
of
this
school
other
now.
Stuff happened with the insurance and everything. So we never got that back in place.
Okay, we need to get it back in place because if this keeps going this way, he's going to end up crashing out. Does he have a job?
No.
No. The young man needs to get his own insurance now. He's out of school now. She's not legally obligated to insure him, especially when he's out there procreating. So he needs to get a job and get some insurance. You can't make this up. Hey, oh my God. Oh man, this is boy. This is new. This is a new video.
He won't tell me, oh, I can make this, I can make that. And I hate him being out there with his friends, and I hate his friends. I mean, it's just a whole thing.
You mentioned drug paraphernalia. What is he smoking weed or doing worse than? Is he popping pills?
Well, I knew he was smoking weed, but I think he's doing more now.
What?
I think he's doing more now, so you might be self-medicating. You also mentioned probation. Probation for what? Was he previously incarcerated?
No.
Well,
thank you.
The first time, okay, he got caught with a gun out in the street. Okay, we got that off, and that went well the first time. The second time,
what are we talking
they
about?
came here. When they came here to pick him up, when she called, I have license and I have guns and I had a shotgun. Well, the shotgun was downstairs in the living room when the police came. So they took it, and because of the first time that he had one and got caught with one, that's what they tried to hold him with. But they found out that this weapon was in my house and it's legal and it's certified. So I'm in the process of getting that back. But it's like, okay, that was the other thing. He stole, like, back in the day, I didn't even know it. He was stealing my small gun.
What?
Okay. You need to lock those guns up, Queen, because if
he's
him
21.
and that baby mom is fighting, and you got.
Did she say he? I must have missed that. She said he's 21. This is not. This is a grown adult that's old enough to drink, drive, vote, get a job, go to the military. I mean, what in the world? Why is this lady calling him about a 21-year-old? Are you serious? Lord, he's 21. He's a grown man. She does not have to get him insurance. Oh my God. Didn't I tell you all this might as well be a gossip channel? Umar might as well be a gossiper. Not a blogger, a gossiper. Like, this is it. This is all this is. He's 21 with a kid.
Guns out. I don't have to tell you about how many snow bunnies then unalived, their black boyfriends. So, you got to lock them guns up. But
he also somewhere else.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We definitely try to get him some counseling. He also needs to get a job. You're going to have to give him some requirements to remain in your home. I think that's the leverage that we have because he still needs your shelter. So you need to sit down with your son and come to the contract for what you are expecting if he's going to remain in your home. And if he violates that contract, he will have to go. I know you're working on the eviction now, but he's going to come back in. You need to make sure he signs the contract. It needs to be written down so there's no confusion on what you're expecting him to do. Get a job, okay? Stop using drugs. Spend time with your child. Go to counseling. You know what I mean? Use the leverage that you have. You can bring your son back in because you're the only one he really has. But you're going to have to give him tough.
No. He has a child. He has a baby mother. He has other people around that he could, look to for support, but not necessarily have them where he's dependent on them. That's the issue. He's too dependent. He's 21 with a child of his own, and he doesn't even want to get a job, and the mother is taking care of him. I don't disagree with her saying I'm putting him out. If he doesn't want to work or do anything, you got to get out. Contract or no contract. That's irrelevant. Umar isn't. He's a brainless simp. All these years, it's like he's missed out on reality. Umar, that young kid, that 21-year-old kid is you. That 21-year-old is you. Okay? You don't want to work. You don't want to get out your mama house and out your mama closet either. And the same thing with this young man. He's 21. He out here making a baby. And he doesn't even want to get a job. And he expects his mother to keep taking care of him. Why he's out here running the streets, doing drugs, getting in trouble with the law. Umar, where's your mother? You sitting in the closet. Why you didn't go and show her? Show proof of life. Your mother doesn't have to let you stay there either. You can't make this up. And he's sitting here talking about put the kid on a contract. Why? He's getting in trouble with the law. That kid is 21. You think a judge in a court of law would allow the mom to speak on his behalf if something would have happened? No. In the United States of America, you 18. Sometimes they'll try you as an adult if you're not 18, if you depend on the actual crime itself. But if you 18, no. Your mama can't go and speak on your behalf in court. And he get in trouble with the law. The judge will say, ma'am, unless you're his attorney, you need to stay back there in the back of the courtroom and go sit down. Or I'm going to have you removed. That's exactly what a judge would tell her. She would not be able to get up in a court of law and stand before a judge to try to plead with this judge about her son. The judge will not allow that nonsense and buffoonery. They will tell her, ma'am, he's 21. He's grown. He's got a kid himself. He's got to grow up. He needs to get a job. He needs to go and be self-reliant. And he needs to actually take care of his kid. Because if he's not working, how is he getting money? Same question for you, Umar. You have no job. How are you getting money to pay child support? Because donation dollars is not your money. That's supposed to be going towards a school. You see how this goes? This kid is you, Umar. The audacity of you to be this hypocritical. No, she needs to put him out.
Love, though. You have to give him tough love. You can't just baby him. You got to say, listen, you got to grow up and be a man. And if you're going to be under this roof, these are the things that I expect you to do.
Okay.
Wow. And he's not going to do
it. Monday morning, I'm on that.
All right, my queen. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
Oh, my God. This is crazy. Why is he calling these people? They should be calling him.
Hello?
Brother Bryce.
Yes.
Good morning. How's Tampa treating you?
Man, it is.
Why is he telling people, like, why is he making it known where these people are? Umar, you simp. You brainless. Why are you sitting here telling their location? No one needs to know where these people are. No one. Your Ogoonie Goons can have several seats. Several seats. Because if somebody says something he don't like, what, he gonna sick one of his Ogoonie Goons out on? No one needs to know where these people are located. This was so asinine. And it's illegal because he's trying to do this under the guise of being a psychologist.
Good. It's so good to hear you, man. I've been following you for a long time, brother, and it's hard. I don't have an educational question, so I didn't want to tap in. But
okay.
I've been going through some things, man.
It's a new video of Umar.
But I don't know if I don't want to mess with your time, man.
I got you. Well, do this. Just shoot me another text, bro, after this call, and we can schedule a private consult.
Oh, for sure, man.
I got you.
A private consult?
All right, say
all right, man. He said.
A private consult, and he's not a licensed or certified psychologist. Umar's breaking the law. That's what's going on. He still got
your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is
talking about Black Queens forever, Snow Bunnies never. Why didn't Instagram flag this video? You got all kinds of HIPAA violation. He giving out personal identifiable information, telling, social media where these people located at. Why didn't they flag this video?
Hello.
Good morning, Sister Bibiana. How's Florida treating you?
Pretty good.
Glad to hear. Go right ahead with
Florida
your
treating? Why does he need to say that?
You'll be married, and I have.
Turn that volume up just a little bit. Your voice is a little low, Mama.
Okay, sorry. I'm newly married, and I have a stepson who's on the spectrum. And
how old?
14.
Okay.
He's nonverbal. He's really sweet. What I wanted was essentially to meet with the mom so she can teach me her tactics on how to get him up and potty and everything like that. And I think I'm at a stage where the father and I were not looking eye to eye. I'm currently sleeping in the guest room due to the fact that we've had multiple potties in the master bedroom.
He is a danger.
He would come and lay with us. And I try to express that, hey, just go sleep with him in his room rather than ours. Because
wait, time out, Sister Bibiana. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Why are you saying her name? What? And you gave the location of where she's calling from? Umar, you're bored. And it's opposed to you getting a job or reading a book. This is what you're doing. None of that is needed. You don't need to say their names or say where they're located. He's so stupid.
Your husband is allowing his 14-year-old autistic son to come and sleep in y'all bed with y'all.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, and like for me, this is all new to me because he is nonverbal.
Yeah, name and location.
And he is attached to his dad, so I don't want to step on anyone's foot. But it's been accidents after accidents, and
you can't make this stuff up.
The mattress is completely soiled up. The mom doesn't want to help in a sense of meeting with me so she can teach me her tactics, and I'm just I feel alone and extremely annoyed.
And you say the mother is not meeting up with you to give you any insight?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the behavior here is not allowed at the other house, and I just kind of wanted to know what her tactics are, how I can communicate. I've tried pretty much everything. I've asked for classes so I can better communicate or learn to communicate because this is all new to me.
And you and your husband have been together how long?
I want to say we're newly married. I want to say we're going on 3 months now.
Okay, and how long, because I know you guys were dating before that, how long has the son been in your life?
I want to say 3 months.
Okay, about 3 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how does your husband react?
This is the stepmother calling in about a 14-year-old that is, she said, is on the spectrum. I believe autism. And he is still coming in and sleeping in the bed with the stepmother, with the stepmother and the father. This is her husband's son she's talking about. What? This is something that Umar cannot handle because he's not qualified or educated to handle this. That's why he's harping on the gossip part of it with, how long have y'all been married and all this other stuff. All those things really it has nothing to do with him being autistic or, what type of behaviors or traits or anything that she should be aware of or looking out for, ways to get this 14-year-old kid out of the bed. Like, he's not saying anything about that. So far, he's had, 3-4 calls? And the advice he's giving was either hypocritical or just absolutely false. And then he's giving it under false pretenses. You can't make this up.
First of all, have you been honest about your feelings about this with your husband, and what has been his response to you? How does he react?
Very defensive. The first time when the incident happened, I had brought it up, and I just asked, "Hey, can I have my own space, because this is all new to me?" And I brought briefs and things to prevent accidents from happening and so forth. And so it's just I'm met with, you don't like him, and I'm like, no, he's my son too. It's not that I don't like him. I just, would like my own space, but also know how to, manage certain things. We had an incident where I brought up that, hey, there's in the pantry, he accidentally used the restroom there, and it was, I'm going to blame the dog. And I'm like, we're not going to blame, my.
Hit the like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. We're 72 people watching, and we have less than 40 likes. Come on now. Let's get up to 60 likes. Let's go. This is a brand new video Umar did on the 15th. This is not a throwback. He did this recently. You can't make this up.
Dog, and I'm just always met with just defensive, or you just don't like him, or you're not trying to get to know him. And I just kind of stop communicating altogether, because it's like if I try to positively reinforce anything, he gets extremely defensive. So I'm just
okay.
I've just kind of been I feel defeated.
Understood. I don't know what to do. And so he's actually urinating and defecating while he's in the bed with you too.
No, just urination.
Okay, urination. Okay, understood. So is there a reason he's not wearing pull-ups on a regular basis?
That's something I try to bring up, but I'm met with defensive. Oh, he uses the restroom perfectly fine throughout the day. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Okay. The other question I have, do you feel, first of all, okay, he's autistic. It sounds like he's also intellectually disabled. Would you agree with that?
Yes, 100.
Okay. And would you put him at mild, moderate? I know you're not a psychologist, but based on your experience, would you put him at mild, moderate, or severe intellectually disabled?
Severe.
You would put him at severe. My next question, do you feel your husband has, out of his love and concern for his son, has he enabled that boy? And what I'm asking is, has your husband caused a significant developmental delay in his son by babying him and not challenging him to actually grow commensurate to his disability? Like, has he kind of crippled him somewhat? Because what you're describing to me sounds more like a 6 or 7-year-old, not a 14-year-old. So I'm kind of wondering, has the father, has he kind of sheltered his son to the point where he inhibited his growth and development?
I have to say 110% due to the fact that I know for a fact things that he does here, he does not do back home.
Okay. So he's able to do more than what he's doing. The father is allowing him to do this.
110.
Did you know any of this going into the marriage?
No. I knew more of, okay, I have a son and he's on the spectrum, and I'm like, okay, I want to take classes and learn and communicate, and, this is news to me. So, and I've not been met with classes or even a meeting as simple as with a mom and given any pointers. And I just, honestly just lost.
Okay. Well, number one, my first recommendation, 14, he's still in school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about school for a minute. Does he get bused to school? Do y'all drop him off? Does he have an IEP? Is he special ed? Tell me about the school situation.
So we do drop, not we, I've completely washed my hands with having to do with anything, but he does drop him off at school, the bus stop.
Any complaints from school at all?
No.
Okay, so that's not really an issue. So number one, I strongly recommend that you and the father go to counseling to deal with this situation, if you want to make this relationship work. Do you have any children in the home?
No.
Okay, no children yet. Okay. Were you planning on having some children?
I was, but at this moment, I don't think that it'd be a smart idea because even though he'd be present, I feel like I'd be a single mom because the focus would then go on to the child that needs it most, and I don't want to put any of my kids through it.
Understood. I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't want to sound offensive with this, but I'm just wondering your thoughts on it. Is it possible that your husband is using his son to force you to walk away without him telling you he don't want the marriage anymore? Is that a possibility?
What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Like the father is making life.
Didn't I tell y'all he was scouting? I said in the beginning of it, I said, sounds like Umar is scouting. He's trying to find a woman. Obviously, you know, he's down bad. He's out here breaking the law, purporting himself to be a psychologist. He's telling her, I know you're not a psychologist or anything, but, you know, give me your opinion. Is it moderate or severe? That is what a licensed certified psychologist would say, not you, Umar. Or the idea of you asking this woman who's the stepmother is laughable to me. When the licensed psychologist would be the one to say what scale of the degree of the severity of the autism is. The psychologist should be saying that. Not you asking her. And then he's asking about things related to the marriage. Now, granted, she should have, you know, it don't sound like she dated this guy very long or got to know his kid before they got married. And for whatever the husband's intentions were, he obviously didn't think twice about how inappropriate it is to have your 14-year-old autistic son sleeping in the bed with you and you're a grown-ass man. Especially when you have a newlywed. You have a new wife, you know, a marriage. You can't force anybody into that either. But she should have known what she was getting herself into. So she never acts like, hey, you know, or the husband never brought up the fact that his 14-year-old autistic son still sleeps in the bed with them. This never came up in conversation. Like, all of this is a hot mess. This is a whole mess. This stuff is not something that Umar is equipped to deal with. Now, if he wanted to just gossip about it, you know, and say, hey, I'm gonna put out a number you guys can call in and vent about whatever you want to vent about. You know, juicy gossip, drop some tea, whatever. That's one thing. But he is trying to purport himself to be a licensed, certified psychologist and actually give assessments and evaluations here. He's given advice and opinion under this representation that he's evaluating these kids as a psychologist. And the Board of Psychology in Pennsylvania already told his ass a long time ago, don't do it, or you'll be in violation of the law. Umar, you're going to get reported. We'll file a complaint against you because you haven't learned anything. That's okay. You can learn it the hard way, but you're going to learn. You will learn. Oh, you going to learn. Because you're sitting here invoking your advice into people with no expertise or knowledge or anything. And you have no idea what you're about to do. I'm waiting for him to ask her, you know what? Why don't you just divorce your husband? Sounds like you got a job and you got some money. I can use somewhere to stay right now. You ain't got to be with him. Why don't you come be with me? I mean, he's like 2 seconds from asking her this. He might as well. She didn't have any kids. They only been married for 3 months. It's like he's scouting for a woman.
Quite uncomfortable for you. And it seems like the 14-year-old is his priority, because I don't understand why he's letting a 14-year-old sleep in the bed with his wife. That young man will be a grown man in a couple years. What is he doing in the bed with you? You know, so I'm kind of wondering, you know, is he intentionally making your life miserable? And if not, why does it seem like the son's needs are clearly more important than yours?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, if that's the case, for me, I'm so drained. I'm so drained. I think I'd be content with it.
And I definitely believe in protecting marriage. I definitely believe in protecting marriage. But Are you sure you want to continue with this if he doesn't make the recommended changes that will come from you two going to therapy? Are you sure you want to stay with this?
Talking about her marriage.
No, and that's, something that I've been pondering on for the last several days while I've been sleeping in the guest bedroom, due to the fact that, like...
You're sleeping in the guest bedroom?
Well, yeah, my bed is soiled up, so I'm not going to sleep on there.
Okay, but the father and son are still sleeping in your main bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
And you're in the guest bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you still there? Why are you still in that home at all?
Didn't I say that? No. He about to go there. Hey sis, are you married? I mean, do you have a job? What do you do for a living? This is important to know. How much money do you make? You consider yourself, well off, financially? Are you able to like take care of yourself on your own? Are you able to go out? If you had to go get your own apartment, would you be able to do that like right now? Do you have good credit? You have a car? Is it in your name? You have money saved up? These are important questions I need to know. Like, he's like 6 seconds from it. He's getting there, y'all. He's getting hot. he's leading up to that tipping point, because I told you all this sounds like where it's going. You can't make this up. Y'all, this is a new live stream he did. This is not a throwback. He is still falsely representing himself as a licensed certified psychologist. You can't make this up.
Because I'm looking at this from the outside in, not to speak negatively of your husband. If my daughter came to me with your story, I'm packing her shit up myself, and she's moving out of there. You follow me? Like, this does not sound fair to you at all. You're 3 months in.
Umar, when the last time you seen your daughters? Because you have 3 of them, and you have no relationship with either one of them. When the last time you seen your kids? Can you say why a judge ordered you to supervise visitation of your 3rd child? How about this 4th child that it's alleged that you have that you don't want to claim? How many kids do you have, Umar? Why aren't you taking care of them? Because you can't be paying child support. You ain't got no job. Are you not working because you're trying to avoid child support? I have questions as well. I have a lot of questions.
And, sometimes when we make a big decision, we kind of
SNL skit.
Don't want to consider the fact that it may have been the wrong decision. But I guess, is this your warning to cut your losses and leave the situation while you have a chance? Because if you get pregnant, you ain't going to be able to leave the situation really at that time. Not easily anyway. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm wondering, why are you still there? Tell me why you're still there.
It's a shit show, man.
I thought I was going to make it work, and I've always told myself my first marriage is my last marriage. Is just kind of how
I understand.
I grew up.
It's your first marriage, and you want to stay there. Is it? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 28.
Oh, I told
you're still a young queen. I understand the whole thing about the first marriage is the last marriage. You should consult a divorce attorney.
Look, he just thought about crushing cookies just right there instantly. Like, I tell you all. Didn't I tell y'all, put a one in the chat? Lady Luck Club called it. He's getting there. He's about to start, man. He's trying to ease her out this marriage. He gonna ask her about her money situation in a hot second. Why are you still there? You're advocating for someone to leave a marriage. And you were supposed to be talking about something along the lines of children and some sort of behavioral disorder. Things that you're not licensed or certified to talk about, but whatever. Now he's sitting here encouraging a woman to leave the home and leave her marriage. Yeah, how fast are we going to get to the money part? Because he want to know how much money she make now.
Because if I'm not mistaken, and it's not my expertise, but in certain states, if you haven't been married a certain amount of time, you can naturally dissolve the union, and it doesn't even count as a divorce. And you only been in this for 3 months, so you might want to look into the divorce laws in Florida and see if you even have to go through divorce proceedings. If you guys have only been together 90 days, who knows? You might find out that this thing could be dissolved before it even gets started, because you guys haven't been married long enough. But even if you do have to go through divorce proceedings, and I'm not urging you to get a divorce, right? Everybody has to make their own decisions. We don't give decisions, in counseling. But
he just said he's counseling. Umar, this is going to be a timestamp, you idiot. Timestamp it at 44 minutes, 56 seconds, where you said in counseling. So you're admitting that you're giving her counsel. You're admitting that because you're dumb. So you're admitting you're giving her counsel. You can't make this up. He just said it, in counseling. You're not a counselor. You're not a therapist. You're not licensed or certified to be a psychologist, to practice psychology. This is insane.
Certain states, if you haven't been married a certain amount of time, you can naturally dissolve the union and it doesn't even count as a divorce. You only been in this for 3 months. So you might want to look into the divorce laws in Florida and see if you even have to go through divorce proceedings. If you guys have only been together 90 days, who knows? You might find out that this thing could be dissolved, before it even gets started, because you guys haven't been married long enough. But even if you do have to go through divorce proceedings, and I'm not urging you to get a divorce, right? Everybody has to make their own decisions. We don't give decisions in counseling, but
you don't give decisions in counseling.
I would hate for you to hang around another 10 years. Now you're 38 and most of your baby making years are behind you. And now that boy is 24, still pissing in your bed and shitting around the house at 24. Queen.
Child, this is so funny coming from a man who refuses to get an actual job to pay child support, because deadbeat bum ass and all. Yeah, mighty funny how he's sitting here trying to give life advice and counsel someone, which he admitted he's counseling. He just said it. 44-minute, 56-second timestamp. He just said he's counseling. We don't do that in counseling. Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know you were counseling. Oh, okay. So you keep admitting this stuff. Yeah, keep on talking, Umar.
I'm shocked you're still there. I'm
giving
us
evidence.
And I understand first marriage, last marriage, but this is an extenuating circumstance. But let me not put the cart before the horse. Let's do some therapy and see. Maybe the father feels ultimately guilty. Maybe the child been through some trauma. The father blames himself.
Mr. T is old.
Try to get some therapy. Just Google, black counselors and psychologists in Florida. Florida is really big on black psychology, so you have no issue finding black psychologists there. But at 28 and your whole life ahead of you with no kids, you may have to consider cutting your losses and restarting, my queen.
Okay.
All right. My best to you, though. My best to you. If you ever need to do a one-on-one session with me, just text me and we can do that.
Yeah, because he want to know exactly how much money you make. And, right now he's kind of like, trying to coach you out of this marriage into an annulment. It's called an annulment, Umar. You moron. It's an annulment. Annulment. That is the word of the day for you, buddy. You might want to learn how to spell and define that word. Something to which you're not, licensed or credentialed or certified to tell someone to do. But why not just turn this into a gossip channel? Why not make your Instagram a gossiping network or some sort? And stop giving people advice about their kids. You want to talk about people's marriages and all this other stuff, you can do that all day. You love running your mouth. But you need to lead these kids out of it. I'm a parent, and it just pains me to hear anything that you're considering to be counseling or advice regarding minor children and any type of mental health or behavioral issue whatsoever. I would rather he's here and talk about someone's marriage or something than to talk about anything along the lines of him giving counsel or advice to any person regarding a minor child. And I'm just being honest about that. He's going to break the law either way because that's what he does. He has no respect for the rule of law. He doesn't care. But this is insane. The lives he's about to jack up because of this. And this is what the Board of Psychology told him not to do. 4 or 5 years ago, you guys make sure y'all check out that video where I go over the actual hearing documents and the appeal from the board.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, now. Have a good one.
Oh, my God. You decided to take this call, you moron.
Wow. That may have been the wildest. Was that the wildest issue? I started doing the Black Parent Teleconference in 2014. I started doing the Black Parent Teleconference in 2014. I started doing a Black Parent Teleconference in 2014. It's been almost 16 years. Excuse me, not 16. It's been almost 12 years, right? It's been almost 12.
So he's been doing this for 12 years in violation of state law. Umar, you keep telling on yourself. Timestamp 46 minutes, 41 seconds. We got 2 timestamps where he's saying he's counseling And now he's saying how long he's been doing it. Because, he's an idiot. I'm typing it in the chat so I can just have as a reference. That 4456 where he said he was counseling. And now, what is this, 4641? 4641 where he admits how long he's been doing this. Because, Umar, you're not smart. You're just not smart. 12 years, too damn long. Yeah. You can't make this up, right? You're giving us evidence galore. This is absolutely insane.
Years. I ain't never heard of nothing like that.
He's been doing these illegal sessions for 12 years. 12 years, Jabal.
Man, that is crazy. Sleeping in my bed. Man, ain't no Cinnabons worth that.
Has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're...
Ain't no Cinnabons worth that. Sisters, your son and your daughter ain't getting in my bed at 14, pissing my bed up. Ain't no Cinnabons worth that.
That is so nasty.
If you have a question, you can text 215-989-9858. If you have a question, text your name and your city to 215-989-9858. I will do some Instagram tap-ins for questions for children only once we get through all the text calls.
Oh.
Good morning, Sister Seisha. How's Oklahoma treating you?
Oh, good morning. It's going good. How are you doing?
All is well, my queen. Go right ahead with your question.
Okay, let me try to shut this door. So
once again, giving out locations that we don't need to know.
3 children, ages almost 9, 7, and my son who's 5-year-old, and he's on the spectrum, different levels. My son is level 2, so he's, I guess, technically nonverbal, but he communicates in his own little way, and I do what I can for him. But anyway, my question is...
Okay, go ahead. Which son? Which age? Which son are you speaking of? The 5, 7, and 9?
So my 2 daughters are almost 9, 7. They're on the spectrum, and they go to school. And then I have my son who's 5.
Okay, 5-year-old son, 7-year-old daughter, 9-year-old daughter. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so my son, he was going to therapies here in Oklahoma, ABA therapies and all kind of stuff like that. And my daughters are in school right now. They were doing that too, but they're in school, so they're able to, be more independent. So my son, we moved to a different school district, to a different, city in Tulsa to try to get some more help. It's not a lot of help in Oklahoma for kids on the spectrum. And so he was in kindergarten. I pulled him out. I really wasn't getting any him to focus in school like he should. It's only kindergarten, but he really wasn't focused and, doing the things that he should. So I pulled him out so he can do ABA full-time. Didn't work out for him, so I'm having to put him back into school because, honestly, I quit my job in December. I was a mental health professional, and I just quit so I can take care of my kids full-time because they needed the support. And so when him not having any ABA help right now, and then, just pretty much any help at all, I can't get him back in therapy. So I got to kind of put him back in school because that's kind of all the help I can get right now. And I know that the school won't be able to...
She says she works in mental health. Why are you calling him? You ought to know some professionals you could literally contact right now if you needed to. Why are you calling Umar? He's not supposed to be doing this. Why are you calling him? She said she worked in mental health. Did I hear that correct?
Pulled him out so he can do ABA full-time. Didn't work out for him, so I'm having to put him back into school because, honestly, I quit my job in December. I was a mental health professional, and I just quit so I can take care of my kids full-time.
I'm a mental health professional. Why are you calling him? Girl, bye, Felicia. If you don't get off this phone and go call a real, actual, licensed, certified, credentialed health professional, you better get out of here. You know people that you can literally call and look up right now. He's not licensed or certified. You would think she would look up to see if he has an active certification on file or an active license on file. You think she would do that much? This is insane. In Oklahoma. Why is he giving out people's locations? It's so stupid.
A lot, but it's something. It's something.
Okay, time out for 1 second, my queen. You're in Tulsa, correct?
Yeah, he's back in his house.
Okay, your son is 5.
Yes.
Okay, is he at age for kindergarten or still a little young? Or is he age appropriate for Tulsa kindergarten right now?
Yes, so he is age appropriate to go to kindergarten, yes.
Okay, now you said you pulled him out, so your son has not yet been in the kindergarten classroom. Is that correct?
Okay, let me just give a little backstory. So the year before last, he went to pre-K. And it was an all-day, situation, and he did really well there. He was, doing all his work and everything. And then I put him in full-time ABA, full-time last year. So, and then over the summer too. So after that was done, I thought he was doing really well. I was like, as a mother, I was like, I think he's ready to go back into school. I think he can do part-time ABA, and then I think.
You know what's redemption, and you know what? I think some of these women could be really exaggerating. What's really going on? Like the lady that was talking about the 21-year-old, right? But these women, all of them are not very bright, for sure. To sit here and not at least Google whether or not Umar has a active license or certification on file before they even sent him their information. But she's saying she was a mental health professional. And it's like the first thing you would do is, okay, let me reach out to one of my contacts that I used to work with and see what they can do. Maybe they can help and do something for free or a reduced cost or whatever. He's 5 years old. He should be in what, kindergarten? Maybe first grade? You can't make this stuff up. If she's lying and just say, if they're saying this stuff just to say it, and he's giving out their names and locations and all this stuff, I mean, it goes to show how dumb Umar is. Because it's like, you don't even have to do half this. You don't even have to tell us, like the audience, who they are, where they are, where they're located. They don't have to give out information about their professions and any of this stuff. Let's say all of this is scripted. Half of the script is not even necessary if you want to just have a gossip show. And then you have what's potentially minor children involved in this. And it's like, what these parents literally think that he could offer some form of advice or counsel, as he said, counseling session, that it would actually be productive. He has no results, no statistics, no facts, or anything to show that kids have been helped because of his advice in anything. We've already agreed to the fact that this is illegal for him. But let's just say if he were able to prove that he worked in a school or contracted with a school and he could be a certified, like a child psychologist, he still would have to prove like what his services is doing is actually helping kids. Because if he sucked or if he was low rated, he wouldn't have a job. He wouldn't get any kids, any patients or anything. So either way, he's bad at this, and he shouldn't be giving any counseling to anybody. He has nothing to stand on to show, I've been doing this for 12 years, which he already admitted, because we got timestamps. And here's how it has been productive. Here's based on the number of cases and the age groups for diagnosis rendered or the type of evaluations rendered. Here's the progress. Here's some statistics I can show you so that you can see that I've been doing something where kids are improving. Their quality of life, their educational plan, all these things are improving because of my advice and counsel. He can't even show that. Even if he were credentialed or certified and was employed by a school or contracted with a school, he still wouldn't be able to prove exactly how effective he is. That's what is so dangerous about this. And he's playing around with this stuff. And these dingy, gullible ass women and one dude so far are calling in and they're taking this stuff to heart. And even if it's staged, it's giving this impression to the average reasonable person that's listening that this is something you should take to heart and take serious. It's deceptive at best, deceptive. At worst, definitely illegal and criminal, and it's evil. I mean, good grief. Yeah, oh my God. I know. Am I the only one really disgusted? I'm disgusted. And then he using this to try to get information out of these women. Talking about, yeah, call me later. We'll set up a private counseling session. Bitch, please, no.
He's going to do part-time school. So I pulled him out, after the summer, after school started in August, and put him in school. Part-time ABA, part-time school. Home therapy was working for us. So I was like, well, let me just leave him in school.
Who believes she quit? Yeah,
facility or something like that. It didn't work out like that. So it's pretty much like me, Dr. Umar, me doing trial and error kind of things, just trying things out. So at this moment, right now, he's not in school, he's not in therapy. It's kind of hard to try to find him a facility. And I'm going to put him back in school, in kindergarten. But like I said, he's not really focused on that. But at least he's getting some kind of like structure, being around kids and all that kind of thing.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Now, 5 is kind of young for me to ask this question. But as mom, you probably have a pretty good feel. Is your son purely autistic, or do you also feel he has intellectual limitations as well?
Okay, and that is a really great question. And my daughter got diagnosed at 2, so I kind of got a little,
Okay. So redemption, that's exactly my point right there. If she were truly a mental health practitioner or professional, even, she would have a referral list in her own professional network to gain more insight and resources. Exactly. At the very least, she would know to research someone's credentials before you call them talking about anything regarding your child. She's got small babies. She just named a 2-year-old. That's an infant. That's a toddler. 5-year-old. It's like pre-K age. Like, what are you doing, lady? He said, no, Linda, what's going on? Umar won't even say hi to kids. Exactly. Did a whole movie around a bunch of kids and even want to speak to them. What's going on, Ad? Some of you guys, I'm sorry if I didn't recognize you. Hello to everyone. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This is a new video, people. This is a new video. I know, right? I'm so disgusted, as files. Umar just did this video. It's dated November 15th. That's yesterday. It's 2 parts. This is just part 1. And he's sitting here purporting himself to be a licensed certified psychologist. And if you've missed or if you came in late, go back to the beginning where he actually says that he wants people to call in, ask questions related to, and he gave a series of mental health or behavioral issues, IEP 504s, as if he is a licensed certified psychologist. It is illegal for him to be doing this. And the Board of Psychology has already told his skunkhead ass this years ago. I also dropped a link to the video where I go over those documents, and I'm so glad that I did, because now look what the hell happened. It's like he's asking for it. Umar, your wish is my command. You're going to get reported. There are going to be complaints filed against you to the Board of Psychology in Pennsylvania. Period. This is what you wanted.
Viewing this.
Your daughter got classified with autism at 2?
Yeah, my daughter.
That was way too young. Now, do you feel she's definitively autistic at this time because she's older? Do you feel that she's because 2 years old, you cannot prove autism at 2?
I know. And you know what? When they did tell me that when she was 2,
yes,
I was like, well,
you can.
But then as time went on, I was like, okay. And then just a little more backstory. Their dad, when I'm not with their dad anymore, we were together 7 years, and by the time the relationship ended, I realized that he had some mental health problems himself. So I'm not saying that this
Wait a minute, time out, my queen. I just want to clarify, and I'm not judging.
Okay.
So
no, it's okay.
It's okay. The father of your 3 children, they have the same father, right?
Yeah, all 3 of them have the
Okay.
same father, yes.
So he gave you 3 children with autism, and then he left.
I'm not going to say that, Dr. Umar. I actually ended up leaving him.
Okay.
Because it was not a safe environment for my children, for myself, anybody, and it wasn't going anywhere, honestly.
Understood.
So I took a decision to leave from me and my kids.
Understood. Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's get back to your son. I believe, because we're only in November, school started in August, September. I believe you need to get your son enrolled in kindergarten ASAP. Okay? Yes. Because as a special education student in the United States of America, doesn't matter if he's in Tulsa, Tennessee, or Texas, it don't matter. As a special ed student, he will get an IEP. He has a right to a free and appropriate public education in a least restrictive environment. He can get his IEP, he can get his one-to-one aid, he can get his speech therapy. He can get so much more in that school than you could provide him with at home.
Yes.
So I vote that you get him in school before Thanksgiving. Okay,
so and that is my thing. I am going to do that, and not to interrupt you. And also, I know that I'm not really looking at I'm on the phone with you, so I can't really see. But I do want to give context to people who are listening. I am a single mom. I'm doing it by myself, so I'm really trying new things. So I don't know if anybody's judging or not, but just
don't worry about nobody judging. This is between you and God.
I'm just really doing what I think I should do. For
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You should worry about Umar breaking the law. That's what you should be worried about, girl. You're worried about the wrong thing. You shouldn't be calling him on Instagram Live to do anything along the lines of what he's calling counseling under the guise of a psychologist, as a practicing psychologist here. He should not be doing any of this. So if you failed as a mental health professional to look up his credentials, you being judged on anything else is the least of your worries, girl. Because this is insane. I mean, the fact that you have worked in that environment and you didn't bother to look up any credentials at all is disturbing by itself. And then you're bringing 2 minor children into this. From a man who is considering himself to be counseling with no license or certification to practice psychology. He shouldn't even be using the regulated terms. And the board has already told him this years ago. This is madness.
Yes, ma'am. No. The reason I say we need to get him in school, Queen, because I've seen nightmare stories with children who had no disability, where the parents had them at home and, tried some things we understand. And a couple years go by and time goes by so fast. The parent is like, wait a minute, I really haven't given them the foundation they needed academically. Let me go stick them back in public school or charter school. And by the time they get stuck back in public school and charter school, they so far behind, you almost got to put them in special ed. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so with your son having an obvious disability there, I really am concerned about him staying home too soon or too long. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I did notice that, and like I said, he was doing therapy. He was doing really, really well. They actually helped him stop talking when he was in ABA therapy. But I was like, okay, he's doing so well. Maybe I can stick him back in school for a little bit. And it didn't turn out that way. And now that I'm seeing he's been out for it might be a month or so, I'm like, okay, I got to put him back in school so he can not go backwards. So I agree with that. I am going to Monday morning go. I was thinking about it last week, and I was like, well, let me wait, because I'm just really, it's really not a lot of help here, and I don't want to sound like, wrong or nothing, but we're in a white school district, white people around here, and I feel like they kind of look at me kind of differently.
That's okay, because guess what, Queen? Guess what? Once you put him in that school, you're going to stay in.
This has nothing to do with white people at all. It doesn't. You took him out of school. You quit your job. You seem to be making a lot of weird, crazy, dumb decisions, lady. And you're saying you're doing this by yourself. How are you maintaining? How are you even financially caring for yourself and your kids at this point? And let's just say she gets child support. If you're going to sit here and try to do this stuff on your own, no one's forcing you to do this stuff. If for nothing else, I would have kept my job as a mental health professional and then sought some sort of medical treatment and got resources from my place of employment, where it would have been a lot cheaper. Having worked in hospitals myself, and I've worked in healthcare over 15, almost 20 years, I was able to get my insurance as an employee working in the hospital. If I had my primary care physician in the same hospital in the network that I was employed with, the employees got a lower rate when it came to insurance plans, and of course when it came to medical care, because they're seeing it as, okay, well, you work in the hospital, you're also utilizing the doctors in the hospital, and they're your primary care physician. So you're still keeping some of that money flowing inside of the healthcare organization. Why would you want to go outside of your employer if you know it could be less expensive, but you can still get the best quality care? The doctors, of course, my primary care physician was fantastic. I wouldn't pick a bum simply because they worked with me or they worked in the same healthcare organization I was employed with. So, we look out for our own. And I know it's weird to say that, but you do. So the doctors looked out for me, especially being an employee there, just as equal as they treated all the other patients well, but they looked out for me, and the insurance plan did as well. she could have a better chance of getting her son the type of medical or mental health treatment he needs, working for the mental health facility or organization wherever she worked as a professional. Why would you quit your job? That might be mistake number one. This makes no sense.
Touch with me. I'm gonna help walk you through this whole thing. And if they start discriminating against your son, we're going to find a lawyer and we're going to sue him
Maybe
for
she
racial
worked from home.
discrimination.
She said she
and
quit.
Because the school is predominantly white, they will not be able to defend themselves against those accusations. So you're just going to have to take good notes, document everything. Okay, write down everything, whether that's in your phone, whether you do voice notes to yourself, keep a record of everything. And once we feel like we've had enough, we're going to make a complaint with the United States Department of Education Office of Civil Rights and tell them that your son has been racially profiled, they're discriminating against them, they're not providing him with his free and appropriate public education, and we're going to get you some money and we're going to make
how you can't just say that because it's a white school district. You can't just say, oh, they're profiling my kid now. She took him out of school. See, and this is also the buffoonery that is Umar. He's not writing none of this stuff down. A real professional would be doing that. He's not taking any notes or anything. So he's just kind of bouncing off the top of his head nonsense based on the last thing he heard. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is what I mean by being dangerous here. You're giving counseling regarding children and you're not licensed or certified to do this. Holy Jesus.
To go to a private school because that's what federal special ed law allows. But you're going to have to toughen your skin up because they're going to piss you off. They're going to be kind of disrespectful. Don't react. Don't get emotional. Document it. But we cannot not put him in there, you know what I mean, because we're afraid for how they're going to treat him. Let them show their hand and then we'll deal with it as a result of that.
Okay, I want to ask one more thing.
Sure.
And I did mention this to the school district when I called them last week about me wanting to go ahead and put them back in school or just kind of give them a heads up. And so they suggested, okay, well, maybe we can put them in part-time. What do you think? And I was like, well, honestly, I want to put them in full-time to give them a chance to actually do
Yes, full-time. They cannot make you do part-time. He has a disability. They cannot make you do part-time. They cannot.
Okay, that was my question. I don't want to let them influence me to do one thing or another.
And he knows his how.
Yeah, but they will try to say certain things like, well, maybe you should do such and such, so, okay.
And guess what? Whenever you have a question about something, you text it to me. If they send you a form or something they want you to sign and you're not sure what they're doing, you text it to me. You feel me? You have the freedom to text me anytime at all. And if we got to jump on the phone, you text me on that as well.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
So that was my question. Thank you, Dr. Umar. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you, my queen. Appreciate you. All right, now. Let me say this before I go to the next call. And please hit the PayPal.me FDMG Academy to support the school.
Oh, no, he's raising money on this.
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy to support the school. Please hit the PayPal.
You can't make this up. Oh, you keep breaking the law, Umar. Now he's raising money from this illegal act. He is trying to raise money under this illegal act of purporting himself to be a practicing psychologist. He's trying to profit off of this. Now y'all see why I say flat out evil. Flat out evil. He knows he's not opening a school. He knows that. And he's willing to break the law to raise money for this nonsense. You can't make this up. Y'all better not give his dumb ass any money.
Not me/FDMG Academy to support the school. If you want to send personal donations to Dr. Umar, it's PayPal.me/Umar the psychologist.
He's trying to raise
Venmo,
money from this.
It's Prince Ifatunde on Venmo. You can use my cell
number.
Oh
my God.
But this is why I defend black women. I want my black men to hear me right now. And if it don't apply, let it fly. I want black men to hear me right now. And if it don't apply, let it fly. I want black men to hear me right now. This is why I'm hard on black men. Because we got all these black women. Everybody has called about a son. Nobody yet has talked about a daughter. Everybody has talked about a son. I've been doing this call for 12 years. Everybody's talking about their boys. They don't talk about the girls as much, okay? It's mostly boys. And this is why I tell black men, if you want black women to treat your ass like a king, start ruling your damn kingdom. The kingdom is not just your home. The kingdom is your community. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again for the Negropeans who don't understand. I'm going to say it again for the Kunocracy who don't understand. When are black men going to rise up and take responsibility from these women for our sons? And don't tell me they don't want you to say nothing to their son. These sisters are screaming. These sisters are screaming for black men to help them with these boys. So stop with all because there's something very real about community karma.
What?
Everybody has talked about a son. I've been doing this call for 12 years. Everybody's talking about their boys. They don't talk about the girls as much, okay? It's mostly boys. And this is why I tell black men, if you want black women to treat your ass like a king, start ruling your damn kingdom. The kingdom is not just your home. The kingdom is your community. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again for the Negropeans who don't understand. I'm going to say it again for the coonocracy who don't understand. There, when are black men going to rise up and take responsibility from these women for our sons? And don't tell me they don't want you to say nothing to their son. These sisters are screaming. These sisters are screaming for black men to help them with these boys. So stop with all it, because there's something very real about community.
What's going on with this?
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again for the Negropeans who don't understand. I'm going to say it again for the coonocracy who don't understand. When are black men going to rise up and take responsibility from these women for our sons? And don't tell me they don't want you to say nothing to their son. These sisters are screaming. These sisters are screaming for black men to help them with these boys. So stop with all it, because there's something very real about community karma.
What is he doing with this live?
Community karma is when you don't take care of your community, your ass will get the karma. So if you think running out to the suburbs with the white folks is going to save your ass, you better think again. Community karma will spin the block and get your ass. So black men, we better organize, we better come together, and we better start helping.
Yeah, organize, come together while he wants you to hit up his PayPal. Umar, you are a moron. You are a moron. Let me share this right quick, and we'll get back to it. I know I saw your comment, Saint. I'm gonna finish up my live. I'll check out Linda's later. But this is something else. I am so disgusted right now. So here is the actual state statute in Pennsylvania that he is violating. So I'm going to read this whole thing, but I want y'all to see the actual state statutes being violated. The following information is quoted from a document that Ann McMillan sent to the Philadelphia State Board of Education. In this document, McMillan explains the purpose of the hearing is to determine whether or not Umar Johnson violated Section 3 of the Act 63 PS 1203, in that the respondent engaged in the practice of psychology or offered or attempted to do so or held himself out to the public by any title or description of services incorporated the words psychology, psychological, or psychologist. This is the law. Because he wants to talk about coonery and cryptocracy and all these words he made up. How about legal? Umar, you're still stupid. There's the law right there. Statute is 63 PS, Pennsylvania Statute 1203, Section 3 of this act. Umar is a moron who has no respect for the rule of law. There is a reason why even the Bible encourages us to obey the laws of the land. It maintains order. He is not only breaking the law, but he's also trying to profit off of it. He's trying to profit off of this. You can't make this up. He's trying to make money from this shit. He literally just gave out his actual PayPal. Here's the law right here. The whole hearing that he had with the Board of Psychology was to determine whether he violated Section 3 of the Act 63 PS, Pennsylvania Statute 1203, in that the respondent, Umar the Thunkhead Oompa Loompa Johnson, engaged in the practice of psychology or offered or attempted to do so or held himself out to the public by any title or description of services incorporated the words psychology, psychological, or psychologist. Now do you all see why I had to do the timestamps? You can't make this up. This is absolutely disgusting. They even have the question session here. Does the respondent Umar Johnson have the legal right by PA Board of Psychology to identify, reference work psychoeducational evaluations and psychological counseling? Because he just said he's counseling, right? He gave the timestamps for it in the video. Educate the public in charter schools and general public as a psychologist. Respondent is a certified school psychologist with certifications under the PA Department of Education. Which Board of Psychology licensure office have legally and ethically exempted Umar Johnson from needing a general psychology license to practice psychology outside of any public or charter school? He's not employed. So he can't say he's a certified school psychologist right now because he's not even employed or contracted with a public or charter school. So he can't even say that much. He literally is doing this entire session under the guise of being a psychologist in violation of this damn law. He said in the very beginning, just because you have a degree does not mean that lawfully you should be representing yourself as if you're practicing psychology. No different than a doctor or a dentist. Who would go to a dentist that was not licensed? You need to get a tooth pulled or a root canal. You're going to go to somebody just because they graduated from dental school, but they don't have a license. They don't even know how to administer anesthetics. You're going to go to that dentist and let them pull a tooth out and they're not licensed to do that. Are you serious? Why do people think that being a psychologist is any different? Or practicing in psychology is any different than practicing in medicine? Why? It's no different. We have laws in place for a reason. And he's sitting here talking about hit the PayPal up to help towards the school. Oh, man. I just had to vent this out for a second because we have laws. There are whole laws. I'm going to drop this link to this Huff post. I mean, we've gone over the actual court docs. You can't make this up. Oh, my God. You can't make this up, man. This is unbelievable. And this is the information I get, learning about laws is not as salacious as listening to him talk to someone about, a kid peeing in the bed. But this is the information people need to know. Umar is ignorant to the law. He doesn't know how court works. He doesn't even understand how to fill out a petition. He makes threats about suing people for defamation. His dumbass can't even fill out a complaint. And when he is in a position where he's tried to sue two people, he either had a matter dismissed because he failed to prosecute and didn't want to pay the court fees, or he ended up settling and he initiated the settlement because he knew he would lose like hell. He's not smart. This has got to be the dumbest thing ever. This is unbelievable. So you guys check that out because you just can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Then he talking about hit up a PayPal. My Lord.
Helping these single mothers with these boys because this is a damn disgrace. And it hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten better.
Oh, my God.
It hasn't gotten better. Okay, let's go to...
Exactly, Jay. All them
Brother
fake
Josh, how's
veneers.
Oakland, California treating you?
Man, it's cool.
Okay, your voice a little muttery. You on a speaker? Take me off that speaker if you can.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go right ahead with your question, my brother.
So my son is special needs. He's more enabled than disabled.
Okay, your son is special needs, more enabled than disabled. How old is he?
16.
16 years old. What is his disability?
They say he's intellectually disabled.
Intellectually disabled. Mild, moderate, or severe?
Why is he
It's
asking
tricky.
this?
It's tricky.
Between mild and moderate.
Between mild and moderate. Okay, and what's your issue?
So I'm kind of concerned for his future because in his school district, they say they're going to make him the best him he can be. So be able to public transportation, get change at the store, and I'm like, that's all you got for him. So I'm trying to see like what path he can take with what he wants to do because I don't think anybody gonna take him seriously because he's special needs. You know what I'm saying? Like make him
Okay.
stuff.
I want to give you a couple things that I want you to make sure you are making sure that you guys are doing on the IEP team. Okay. One thing where the special ed system fails Black children tremendously is on an area of IEP or special ed services known as transition planning. Transition planning. At your next IEP meeting, and you can call one whenever you feel like it. The school has to have an IEP once a year. You can call an IEP meeting whenever you feel like it.
That's a good question, as files. I think you see how he has been, protected all this time up until within the last 2-3 good years where people have really been just hammering it in on his ass. But before that, he had all these Goonie Goons out here committing cyber crimes. They walking around here, cyber harassing, bullying people, doxing people. He was sending out the Goonie Goons to people's houses, putting people in real danger because he had critics speaking out against him saying, what he was doing was flat out wrong. People have had to have whole channels and videos taken down because these dumbass cult members, the Umar Tardians, they actually go on YouTube, on different social media platforms, looking for people who's talking bad about him or telling the truth. I wouldn't have to say any of this if Umar wasn't violating the law, but he is. And because the Umar Tardians don't read worth shit, and they're just as dumb as he is, they think we're just being negative and critical. No. We're reporting his ass to the Board of Psychology. And unfortunately, to answer your question, a lot of Black people do still try to protect him. And a lot of which, I guess claim to be a part of this conscious community. Not all of them, but some of them. I think most of the people he still has in his corner, like Father Baba Yaga, and people like a couple of these content creators online, YouTubers online, they are still part of that conscious community too. They might be a bad representation of it, but it's my understanding that they claim to be a part of it. And they walk around here and they still go on people's YouTube channels and videos. I've had a couple of videos made about me from other Black people because they think what I'm doing is tearing a Black man down, but then they make videos about me and somehow they're not tearing down a Black woman on information and facts that can be researched and Googled if these morons knew how to read and comprehend information. They don't. They don't even take time to do it. So the fact that they fail to get the facts and to understand the law, it's like they conditioned their mind to think that they need to protect him. He's 51 years old. He's a deadbeat father. He has no standing to give someone advice about being a better parent or what to do with their children when he doesn't even take care of his own. He won't even get a real job, because scrubbing toilets in a building is not a job, Umar. You taking donation money to pay out legal settlements that you have based on a lawsuit you created, Umar, that's all your fault. So they do try to still shield him. And it's disgusting to see. And then they report your videos and stuff when they just don't like it. But they don't realize that they're abusing, copyright laws in the pursuit of them trying to get people's stuff taken down because I'm just telling the truth. I researched this information, drop links just like, anyone else could. But these people who sit here and protect him, You got to remember, they're dumber than him. And he's pretty stupid. But they're worse than him. And all they do is take time out of their lives to try to flag everything because they don't like words. And they don't read. And so you're tearing down a black man in the community if you... No, he's violating the law. And I posted the actual law. You can't make this up. And it's sad. It's sad to say that. Because look at the kids being affected in this. All these weird ass moms and parents, stuff, people calling in, putting their kids' information out there. He's giving out locations of where these people are. Why does he have to answer the phone or call someone and say where they're located? How's things going in Oklahoma, in Tampa, in Florida? Why do you need to put that out there? That's the messiness of this. Unprofessionalism. But yet, it's like he's learned nothing. And these Umar Tardians, these cult members, they're going to just go out and try to defend him even more and try to keep taking up for him and try to continue to shield him, regardless of the fact that he is in violation of whole laws because they failed to read this stuff themselves. It's so crazy. You can't make this up. Shout out to you, Jay the Informant. If I can get the mods to drop the YouTube channels for Jay the Informant, and of course, Black Anonymous, feel free to put in your blog link to your blog so that people can read it in the chat. That'd be great. So we can, show some support. Information Man Show. I think Lennon Honor just went live, but I'm gonna finish up my live because Lennon can be live for 12 hours on this one. He's probably gonna be live for the rest of the day on this. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish mine. But this is crazy. But yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. You said, yeah, I asked because he's been out here for over a decade. And I never heard of him until I started watching a lot of Black content creators. Then I finally saw him on a video. Yes. He has a lot of, and I think that's what he does. He goes for these communities where it's majority Black communities where they're, working, living check to check or low income, because he knows that they're not going to go out and get the education and the knowledge and research anything to challenge him. They're not going to look up the laws or court documents where he's violating state statutes and should not be using terms like psychological or psychologist, or counseling or anything where he shouldn't be doing this, or psychology. They don't understand that. They think, oh, he has a degree. It doesn't matter. I don't even call him doctor. Y'all notice that? Because he's not licensed. You're not licensed or certified. I'm not calling you doctor. I don't give a damn. You need to be licensed, certified for me to give you that title. Otherwise, you and the Umar Tardians can just walk around here and they can support that illegal activity all day. They can also be reported. That's the one thing they know they can't play that when it comes to me. Because this is dangerous what he's doing. This is something he's doing when it comes to children. And they don't care. They're trying to appease this 51-year-old grown man. Now, a few of them try to come at me, why are you worried about his mother? Because we don't know if she's alive. Shouldn't you be concerned? I don't put anything past Umar. I don't put anything past the idea of him possibly holding a woman hostage in a house, won't allow her to see her other children or her grandchildren, one of which has gone on Lennon Honor's channel, did a whole interview almost pleading with Umar to let him see his grandmother. And he's sitting here acting as if he owns this woman. He's not treating his mother like his mother. He's treating her like his property. Like that's his possession. Like she's an object. The same way Umar sees any other woman. Like objects. And yet you got these dinkus ass women that refuse to read. One of which just proclaimed to be a mental health professional. Calling him for this type of advice that he is not under any law able to give. And then that's why I said it's equally their fault too, along with the ones that still try to defend him. They have a lot of blame to take in this as well, because they can read like the rest of us and see the fact for itself. But it's like they're ones thinking that someone owes them the opportunity to just let him do what he want to do, and we don't owe him shit. This is absolutely insane. I cannot, the madness. Now he's trying to earn money off of this. He's talking about people hitting up his PayPal. Now he's trying to generate revenue off of this illegal activity. It's like a slap in the face to somebody that does know the law on this. I've gone over these documents. You can't make this stuff up. And Umar doesn't care. So neither do I when it comes to reporting him. Umar, you're a clown. And if they continue to protect him, he's going to keep doing this, thinking that he's justified in it. Because he's always going to have the Umar Tardians, his cult members, his base. He's throwing this red meat out here to them. He's always going to have them around to still keep giving him whatever little pennies on a dollar. And because he believes that they're just as dumb as he is, if not worse, they're not going to challenge him. They'll feel like they're abandoning their community or something when they can just get rid of him and then rebuild their own community back up. Why does he need to be the focal point of the conscious community? I don't understand. Umar does not pay their bills, and they treat him like he does. Father Moses. Yeah. Baba Yaga. He looks like Father Christmas, walking around as old man with white hair, white beard, and everything. You can't make this stuff up, man.
But make sure you bring up the topic of transition planning, which is supposed to begin no later, I believe, than the 15th or 16th birthday, but it can begin as early as you like. And it should definitely begin by the start of high school. Transition planning is where the IEP team has a federal responsibility to start helping your son prepare to transition into life after high school. Transition planning involves helping your son decide on a career, a trade, okay? It involves helping your son navigate the society, the community, the various social services that are available, which can include housing and other social service supports. At the bare minimum, the IEP team is supposed to be helping your son find a job if he's going to be working, or trade school if he's able to do some learning. Please make sure the IEP team is taking transition services seriously for your son. Transition planning. Please do that, because what they do with black high school kids is they drop their ass off back in the hood right after graduation with no plan, no services, no support, no none of that. So you need to make sure that transition planning is being done with your son. That's number one. Number two, I want you to know that special ed does not have to end when your son turns 18. Special ed services can last until your son is 21 years old or until he has his high school diploma. So if you feel that he's not ready to exit,
based on the state that you reside in, Umar, you dumbass. You're sitting here saying this like it's a blanket deal. No, it's not. It varies state to state because state laws vary. He's an idiot. This is what I mean by someone not knowing the law, not being licensed or credentialed, giving advice. It varies state to state. It's based on state laws. What is he talking about? He's so stupid.
High school, when he's 18 or 19, you can tell the IEP team that my son is not done and y'all not done.
Oh my God.
Because I don't believe he's academically functional right now for the real world, and y'all going to keep working with him until he's 21 years old.
You can't make
so that's number two.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So earlier I heard you say that that the child will be behind because he's out of school for so long. It's not that my son is behind. It's like Berkeley schools is more emotional than academic. So they want to know what's wrong with him rather than encourage him to do his work. So he's in 11th grade, but he's doing like kindergarten work.
He's in 11th grade doing kindergarten work. He's been in special ed since what grade?
Probably like 5th grade.
He's been in special ed since 5th grade.
And then 8th grade, he was at like a 5th grade level. And in 9th grade, they had him writing his name for his first assignment.
When's the last time he got his evaluation? Because he's intellectually disabled, he has to be reevaluated every 2 years. So if he went into special ed in the 5th grade, then he needed to be reevaluated in the 7th grade, reevaluated in the 9th grade, and now he's in the 11th grade. He should be getting evaluated this year. So has he had an evaluation this school year yet?
Does the school do that, or do I?
The school does it. The school does it. Special ed is all the school. They got their own school psychologist. That's what I am, a school psychologist. Has he been has he had his 11th grade evaluation yet?
No, he's not. No, he's not. What's the timestamp? Yeah, keep on, Umar. You're an idiot. He just said he's a school psychologist. No, you're not. You're not employed with any public or charter school to call yourself that, you dingbat. I swear, him and Candace Owens are like two peas in a pod. And they don't care about consequences at all.
And he needed to be reevaluated in the 7th grade, reevaluated in the 9th grade, and now he's in the 11th grade. He should be getting evaluated this year. So has he had an evaluation this school year yet?
Does the school do that, or do I?
The school does it. The school does it. Special ed is all the school. They got their own school psychologist. That's what I am, a school psychologist. Has he been?
Yeah, that's what I am, a school psychologist. We had an hour, 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Somebody timestamp that. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. It's an hour. I'm typing it. 6 minutes, 45 seconds. Admits to be a school psychologist. Yep. Because Umar, you make this so easy. You make this so easy. So easy. Too easy. Admits to being a school psychologist because he's an idiot. You can't make this up. Yeah, this is exactly what I just showed the law on him referring to himself as a certified school psychologist when he's not employed or contracted to work with any school whatsoever. FDMG is not a school. It is an LLC right now. And the two bandos are not schools. They're just not. They're not open. They're not operating. They're not functioning. Umar is so stupid.
Has he had his 11th grade evaluation yet?
I'm not sure. I have to call.
You're not sure. Okay. I'm going to get on you a little bit, brother.
He lives with his mom.
He lives with his mother?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard to talk to her about his future because she feels like, oh, he can talk to his counselor himself. I'm like, no, we're experienced. We need to help him and find out what we need to do to ensure that he has a better future than what they are trying to give him.
I agree with you. You might have to go to family court. You might have to go to family court and get primary legal custody for your son, sir.
Oh my God, something he doesn't have.
The mother sounds like she's trifling. No disrespect to the queen, but she sounds like she's trifling.
No, you are disrespecting her, first of all. Secondly, you don't know their entire situation. How do you know he didn't do something to lose custody? You see how stupid this is? You see why you shouldn't be saying this nonsense, Umar? Because you have no idea what's going on with those two. How do you know that he didn't do something to lose custody? Just like you were ordered with supervised visitation and you refuse to say why? It sounds like you're trifling as well, Umar. You know, we can all go there. Umar is trifling too. He's a trifling ass. How about this? Umar is a trifling female as well. Yep. Umar, you are a trifling ass female. I said it. You have no idea what's going on with these two. That boy could have lost custody because of something. How do you know he didn't just get fresh out of prison for murdering someone? What's the matter with this clown? Umar's a trifling ass female.
And she's telling you that her intellectually disabled 6-year-old son could talk to his counselor himself, so she don't have to do anything. That sounds like she's trifling. So you need to go to family court and get primary legal custody for your son so you can make all the educational decisions for him.
I don't want to sound like a deadbeat, but at 16, I feel like that fight is almost over, and I just want to.
The fight is not over. The fight is not over. It's never over. No, because that's a life. That's a life right there, my brother. That's a life. The fight is not over. The fight is not over for any of us. No matter how old we are, how young we are, how disabled we are. That's
Umar, why are you being hypocritical to that? Because you giving up on your 22-year-old daughter that you call baby Smurf. You don't even know where she is half the time. You wouldn't even care if she died. So you're a hypocrite. And you got people listening to this, and they don't care about him being the biggest hypocrite ever. You're being the biggest hypocrite right now. And you're sitting here talking about it's never over. So why are you giving up on your own child? You clown. Why did you let a judge sentence you or order you, not sentence you, order you to supervise visitations? Why didn't you fight against that?
African life. You feel me? That boy he's a baby, man. We got to do what we got to do. You got to fight for your son, and I will help you fight for your son. You got my number. You keep me posted. But no, it's
but
not
he
over.
won't fight for his daughter.
His life ain't even started yet. Don't quit on your son. He did not ask to be here. Do not quit on that young man. You feel me? I know it's tough. I know you got your own issues.
Same thing with you, Umar. Your kids did not ask to be here either. But you decided not to wear a condom that day, and you caused a woman to get pregnant. You procreated. You're a deadbeat. You got a deadbeat sitting here trying to give advice to another man about not giving up on their child when he has given up on his own kids. Kick rocks, Umar.
As we always do. Don't quit on your son, okay?
Yeah.
So
you said what you said. I'm gonna hold you to your word, man.
I got you. I got you. Trust me, I got you, bro. But the first thing,
custody of my son 10 years ago, and she had full legal and physical custody ever since. I had no say so, and it's been a struggle to try and co-parent with somebody who has no understanding of what is really going on with her son.
Yeah, that's not cool. And it sounds like you may have, kind of depended on her to, keep up with things, and she failed. So now you got to do it. This is the first two things you need to do.
He has no idea what this mother has gone through. She was given custody. Obviously, he didn't have his shit together to get custody either. He just said it. She got custody years ago. You're not even asking him, okay, what caused you not to be able to get custody? This is what I mean right here. A wannabe, fraudulent, so-called school psychologist with no license or certificate, no employment with the school, that he could prove he is employed with a school that is open, operating, and functional. Before you think about trying to use FDMG as some sort of backing for this illegal, dumb shit you're doing, Umar, it's not going to work. FDMG is not open, functioning, or operating at all as a school. And you have the audacity to say that this woman is trifling, while you sit here and don't take care of your kids, nor will you allow your mother to see her children and grandchildren. Unbelievable. What does that hoodie say? Toilets?
Things you need to do. You need to get primary legal custody. That's one. And the other thing you need to do is you need to get a complete copy of your son's educational record.
Why he didn't get it in the first place.
I need to go through it with you. You understand me?
Wow. Go on through somebody else's
document. You want to write a letter to the principal of your son's school. It's going to be a real simple letter. And you're going to say, I, Dr. Umar Johnson, but you're going to use your name.
Stop.
Keep up with things, and she failed. So now you got to do it. This is the first two things you need to do. First two things you need to do. You need to get primary legal custody. That's one. And the other thing you need to do is you need to get a complete copy of your son's educational record in case I need.
No, in case I need to go through it? Umar, you're not certified or credentialed to go through school records. That is a violation of HIPAA. Medical records, school records, personal identifiable information of a minor. No. The ignorance that's flowing in this conversation is staggering to me, y'all.
Need to go through it with you. You understand me?
Violation of HIPAA. Timestamp that. 1 hour, 9 minutes, 26 seconds. You can't make this up. He is sitting here intentionally and knowingly planning to violate HIPAA privacy laws. Educational records falls under HIPAA. You can't make this up. Umar, you don't have the authority to go through somebody's educational records. Period. None. And let's say he was working for a school. He could only look at the records of the students in that school that he is certified as a school psychologist to evaluate. He can't go through any child's educational records. It has to be the kids in the school that he is hired as permanent staff or contracted to provide these certified school psychological type services to. He would have to be certified. He's not even certified. And he's certainly not working directly with a school, public or charter, nor is he contracted with the school. So what are you trying to say, Umar? You contracted with FDMG LLC? Because you're not employed with any other school. And you have to be certified if you were. From the Department of Education, you don't have any of that shit. And he's talking about going through an educational record of a minor child. If this parent is dumb enough to do that, both of them need to catch it.
So what you want to do is you want to write a letter to the principal of your son's school.
Oh,
it's going
my
to be a real simple
Lord.
letter. And you're going to say, I, Dr. Umar Johnson, but you're going to use your name. I, Dr. Umar Johnson, am requesting a complete copy of my son's so-and-so academic record. Okay, I want a copy of all special ed paperwork, all evaluations, all standardized tests, all report cards, all school nurse information, all teacher documentation. This is my right under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974. I understand you have 45 days to provide me with a copy of my son's record. Please call me if you have any questions. That's all you got to do. Okay? And when you write that letter, if you want to text me a picture of it so I can look at it before you send it in, you can do that too. But we need a copy of your son's record so we can go through it and so I can see exactly what's going on and point you in the next direction, because we might got to get an independent educational evaluation, because if they failed your son, we don't trust them. And if we don't trust them, we don't want them doing the next eval. We want to get a private black psychologist to do it. And you live in California. California is the birthplace of the Association of Black Psychologists. So we're going to start there. So get your legal custody, primary legal custody, and get a copy of your son's records, and then you're going to reach back out to me.
No.
Okay.
No, you're not.
I'll get on that Monday.
All right, Ken, keep me posted.
Thank you.
All right, now.
You can't make this
Let me
up.
do a quick Instagram tap in. If there's a parent on Instagram with a question, let me see. Jamaican going once. Just Jamaican going twice. I think I tapped her in.
You can't make this stuff up.
You coming up Just Jamaican, or you don't? You good? Okay, I don't want nobody trying to tap in unless okay, there you go. Where you at, Sister Jess? Sister Jess, are you there? I can't hear you, my queen. Sister Jess. Did you pay that cell phone bill, Sister Jess?
Oh my God. Is he talking about?
Okay, I'm gonna remove Sister Jess.
I'm gonna pause it right here, you all, because this live stream is hitting 2 hours 46 minutes. Y'all, this is gonna be part 1 of, I think, part 3. We're gonna have to do this in 3 parts, because this video was already 2 hours long. Okay, and I sped it up. Y'all, this is on 1.35 speed. So it was right at 2 hours. So we just over an hour and 11 minutes. So we're going to pause it here. Okay. And then I'm going to put a timestamp in the comment so I can remember where to pick up. Shout out to Danny's World. If someone can please drop Danny's World YouTube channel link in the chat. I'm going to stop it right here, because this is going to be part 1 of 3. Then tomorrow we'll do part 2 of 3. And Tuesday we'll do part 3 of 3. Or, yeah, we'll do it like that. We'll break it up. Because you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I'm putting the timestamp here. So I know where to pick up on tomorrow. 1 hour, 11 minute mark. You can't make this up. This is absolutely crazy. Shout out to Danny's World for uploading this. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm bewildered. I am bewildered at how Umar thinks that this is okay to do. I'm bewildered, y'all. And I want to drop another link. Here's a link to some more documents here on Scribd. These are the court documents, the State Board of Psychology. These documents here. There was a notice. This goes back to 2017 that he was this was a formal disciplinary action being filed against him, Umar. Okay. Y'all see it here. He could be subjected to civil penalties up to $10,000 for each violation and the imposition of cost of investigation. $10,000, and this is back in 2017 for each violation. You all see that? Look at that. Umar, you can face $10,000 for penalties for each violation. You want to keep going with trying to raise money on this, you Oompa Loompa. This is not going to pan well for you, Umar. This is what you're facing. And that's just the beginning of it. Because, see, you haven't stopped doing this. This is going back to 2017. And he's still doing this in the year of our Lord 2025. He hasn't stopped. Then he has an order to show cause here that was dated back on August 4th, 2017, as to why hereby ordered to show cause why the State Board of Psychology, upon consideration of the factual allegations in the applicable law, should not suspend, revoke, or otherwise restrict respondents, impose a civil penalty, or impose the cost of investigation. Now we have more than enough reason to ensure that they do that. Because you're still doing this dumb shit, Umar. And you don't care about this stuff. You're putting people's... You want somebody to send you their child's educational records, to take the baby mother to court to get primary legal custody, which is not something that you're going to get. Unless she's deemed unfit, he's not going to get it. Because Umar doesn't understand how family court works either. And his ass is a deadbeat. You have to prove the other parent is unfit. And the court would have to find her or deem her to be unfit or incarcerated in order for the father to get primary legal custody. And it's not primary, it's sole. When it comes to legal custody, you either have sole or joint. When it comes to physical custody, meaning where the child predominantly lives and resides, that can be sole, joint. You can be listed as the primary. But for legal custody, you either have sole legal or you have joint legal. And on average, both parents get some form of joint legal, especially if they're both working, they're both fit, they got a job, they got a roof, they can provide for the kid. You have to prove the other parent is unfit or they're incarcerated or they're deceased for you to get sole legal. So because he's an idiot, he doesn't know how that works. You can't make this stuff up. These are factual allegations. Y'all, they brought this to the board, brought this to the court. In the Commonwealth, they had a hearing on this back in 2017. They had a hearing on this back in 2017. You can't make this up. And we went over these documents, people. We went over this stuff because I want you all to understand what he's doing is illegal, is in violation of state statute, state law. And he could be penalized for it. Now they just need to damn lock his ass up. This is insane. You can be criminally charged for this stuff, Umar. I hope you know that. And if you don't, may you find out the hard way. I won't give two craps. This is madness. Where is the Kenneth J. Suter? I wonder if he's still the senior prosecutor in charge. This is in 2017. Maybe Kenneth Suter can get the phone calls directly. I don't know. Because this is insane. He's still doing this. So you can't make this stuff up. Y'all see Kenneth Suter's information here. Senior prosecutor in charge. The number there is 717-783-7200. Maybe we can get Kenneth Suter directly on the phone. Prosecutor in charge, Kenneth J. Suter. I'm putting it in the chat. because this is unbelievable. Prosecutor in charge. I know I got another live to do. And here's the number 717. Y'all, this is the who child. These kids about to get jacked up over Umar. 783 7200. And I'm just pulling this. These are public documents. This is not some secret thing here. This is documents related to this hearing. These are public documents. Maybe Kenneth J. Suter. Here's the P.O. box if you want to mail them. I say try to call because this is insane. Like, hey, you remember that case you filed against Umar? Yeah, he's still doing the dumb shit. So, is there a way for you all to, file another complaint? Because this ain't gonna work. He is literally calling himself a psychologist still, a school psychologist at that. And he's referring to himself as a psychologist and stating that he's giving counseling. He states he's counseling. He can't use any of those terms. He can't do any of this. So that's that. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We got another live coming up with Candace in a few minutes. Here, shout out to Junior for the FBI Africans, IRS Africans. Yeah, where they at? The state prosecutor Africans, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Board of Psychology Africans. Like, just name them all down in a row. You can't make this up. Comment of the day right here. Then we have the $2 super from what is this? INA Prize Entertainment. Yeah, something like that. Why is he directing her to counseling? He's a doctor, allegedly. He's not a doctor. That's funny either way. Here's the YouTube video that I did regarding the actual documents that we're looking at. And there was an appeal that was filed as well, that provided more legal argument. And you get to see exactly, exactly the case that was laid out when they did the hearing, and where Umar lied like hell, saying he didn't receive documents that he received. And how do we know he received them? Because he did a letter down here below. Because Umar, you're a pathological liar. You just can't help yourself. Here's a copy of the letter where Umar responded to these people. He responded to these people. August 29, 2017, it was stamped, filed, and received. And he wrote this letter as a response. And then he turned around and said, in the hearing, y'all see here? That's his signature. That's all his information. He claims to be some sort of doctor of anything. But if you go up here, he claims that he didn't receive any of this information that they sent, the order to show cause, the notice. He lied in the hearing and said he didn't receive this at all. But you see clearly his response to this as pages 8 through 9. So I want you all to read that and look at it so you can see the evidence for yourself. I don't have to make this stuff up. This isn't hating. This is Umar breaking the law. And it's high time for him to get some sort of consequence out of this, because this is absolutely insane. So he lied in the hearing. He didn't get this notice. He didn't get the order to show cause. He didn't get any of that. He lied about all of that. That's not how it works, Umar. You don't get to just say, I didn't get it, after having read it and responded to it, simply because you want to play stupid. Yeah, keep playing stupid, clown. So, what else? I want to make sure I got everything in here. Okay. And shout out to the HuffPost for the article regarding the law and the credentials and everything. So you make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, I've been time stamping all day. You can't make this up. So thank you all so much for tuning in. You guys, if you can, join over in the live we're doing on Candace. If not, shout out to all of you. And we're going to do part 2 tomorrow. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.